Welcome back to Halfling 13 Gaming in part 2 of the Two-Headed Serpent campaign. With our first session behind us, it's a good time to reflect on what worked and what didn't as we continue to dive into the world of Pulp Cthulhu. First, the sanity system has been a bit rocky. Despite my prep, I've been inconsistent with how sanity loss and recovery are applied. The rules feel both overly punishing and oddly easy to recover from, which has made the mechanic feel more like a distraction than a defining feature, at least so far. We're still refining how to integrate it more meaningfully into the flow of play. We've also run into some growing pains with the terrain setup. While our zone-based combat has functioned and the players have adapted well, having only 3 obvious zones on the board led to confusion around things like movement and ranged attacks. The reference chart we were using wasn't designed with zones in mind, and it showed. After recording part 2, I reworked both the board layout and the maneuver reference sheet, so expect to see those improvements coming up in part 3. On the plus side, our alternative initiative system continues to shine. The real-time decision-making and collaborative action phase has notably sped up combat and kept players engaged. As everyone got more comfortable, we actually found ourselves finishing actions before the timer ran out, but sometimes even skipping actions just to move things forward. I'm still dialing in the perfect time limit, but the system itself has been a strong addition. With those updates out of the way, it's time to get back to the story. Our investigators have just survived their first encounter with something truly monstrous. Let's see what happens next.
Uh, 51. I have a 24 luck. So.
Okay, so yeah, you spray it a second time. About halfway through, it starts sputtering, and the fuel seems to have run out at this point.
That's fair.
Okay. However, the creature burns and chars. You can hear some unearthly screeching and everything, and then the whole thing just sort of collapses on itself, leaving nothing but a pile of rotting, smelling ash left where it was, and seems to be defeated.
How long did that fuse?
Thank you for getting the flame.
On the dynamite?
Oh, yeah. How long was the fuse for the dynamite?
Somewhere you hear a boom down in the hole.
And another angry groan.
Okay.
Okay, I'm gonna shake the tank. Is it empty?
It certainly feels empty. Yes.
I'll just discard it.
We can okay, never mind.
So I guess we
I'm
found
like
a
carrying
wall.
this fucking around.
I was gonna say
Okay.
it might be fuel on the battlefield.
So,
there
bit of
probably is, but
bit of paperwork for everybody. A, On your character sheet, there should be a section in the background information, probably on the second page, that should be, or just like an open line or whatever.
Yeah, encounters with strange entities.
Encounters with strange entities. Make a note of a formless spawn. Okay, make a note of a formless spawn and how many points of sanity you lost to it.
1. I got that back.
Okay. The mechanic for the game is if you run into another formless spawn during this scenario, you can only ever lose the maximum that a creature can lose. Okay. So in its case, it was rolling a d10 for sanity loss if you failed the roll. You can lose a maximum of 10 sanity to formless spawn during this scenario.
Oh, that would have been... You got
Okay.
really lucky then.
I lost 6 sanity. How was that lucky?
It wasn't 10.
Yeah.
Yeah. If you run into another one, the most he could lose is another 4. Everybody else can still lose up to those total of 10. Okay, for the remainder of this scenario.
No, never mind. I lost 10. I lost 10 total.
So you can't ever lose any more from...
How'd you lose 10 from this one?
You made 2 checks.
I made 2 checks, didn't I?
No.
Oh, then I just lost 6.
Yeah. The other one was when you got blood spattered all over you.
And I lost 4.
Right.
Yeah.
Good thing you got out of that war.
Should I write this down or
No, you keep the card
just keep
till the
going?
end of the scenario,
Okay.
or until you seek psychiatric help. Okay.
That was
You
fun.
got a floppy arm.
Yeah. His arm is broken.
Okay, so I guess I have to
Nurse!
ask how medicine works
Yes.
in this game.
Okay.
Chop it off.
Great job, guys. I go sit down against the
Now,
trumpet.
the other aspect of this is each one of you that lost sanity can roll a d10 for having defeated the creature and recover up to the amount that you lost.
Does my psychoanalysis
No.
can that aid that instead of just like
No, that doesn't help this.
okay?
This basically means I overcame the danger so I can recover the threat that it had.
So
Okay.
D10
Wait,
up
so
to
we-
Up to what you lost from the
Okay,
creature.
so we don't
Yay.
we don't
Nice.
Okay. Now,
Yeah.
that does not remove temporary sanities,
Yeah.
and it doesn't remove the risk of I take another point of sanity and I suffer the effects again.
Gotcha.
It
So-
just means your pool went slightly back up because you actually overcame whatever it was.
Away.
Right. Okay, so typically the approach in combat is either
Did you roll
I think I can defeat
I
it
already got a point.
and I
exactly.
succeed, or I think I can defeat it and I die, or I just run away.
I don't know.
Okay? If you
Oh,
run away
I'm
from
drunk.
all threats, naturally you're going to suffer some sanity loss. You're not going to recover it. It will wear you down eventually. You got to face the fear at some point.
I assume it doesn't go over.
It does not go over what you lost.
Yeah, it's
What?
Oh, yeah.
Flowers? Yeah. it's that fake stuff.
Ben had a
Oh,
had a
but
fair
it's not
point.
like
I'm gonna start
the-
looking around the battlefield.
Okay.
See if I can find
I
any
didn't
more
expect
fuel
it.
canisters.
Okay.
A way to refuel this thing.
I am bruised and battered. I am going to sit against a tree, smoke a cigarette, and drink a little bit.
Okay, I think
After
you're
that
looking at medicine.
terrifying-
Right?
I'm trying to find medicine, yes.
All right, I'm standing by to write it down, so we don't
Okay.
have to look it up again.
I didn't get to say it, but that creature was called a, or at least according to
That was Bob.
various resources,
Bob
that
with
creature was
metal.
called a. Where did I write? Formless spawn.
Yeah, he just told us
It
we
could
wrote
be.
it on our paper.
He's playing it from a character standpoint.
Huh.
Yes, a godly voice from the heavens told us I was called a homeless.
Is this a mythos
Yes.
creature?
Yes.
Do I gain mythos
Nope.
knowledge from knowing about it then?
I'd like to pull as much information. I'd like
So
to
you can
find-
carve it into the tree.
and it's done. If you look at it, you'll see. Everyone will know what happened. Yes. I say quietly as I'm sitting on the ground as you're.
He's mumbling. Why is he mumbling?
That's what I eat that blood.
Okay. Fast recovery. Okay. Wounded heroes recover faster. Natural healing is increased to 2 hit points per day. If you have the quick healer talent, it goes to 3 points per day. A successful first aid is D4 hit points. A successful medicine healing removes a major wound. That takes about an hour worth of time for the major wound. The other one will say 10 minutes.
Like
Okay.
anybody? Everybody's cool with waiting
Oh,
an hour?
sorry, scratch that. As Pulp, we ignore major wounds. You die if you take a single amount of damage equal to or greater than your maximum hit point total. So I think you said 20 points or
22
24?
was mine. I took
22.
12.
So if you take 22 in a single hit, you're dead. Okay?
Makes sense.
Otherwise, at 0 hit points, you fall unconscious. And if you lose half or more of your hit points in a single attack, you make a con check to stay conscious.
Oh, so I shouldn't have done contact.
We should have done that instead.
That would have been significantly worse.
Oh, well, good thing I have a 90 con.
If you are unconscious and left by yourself, unattended, then the villain just kill you.
Oh, so they deliberately go to finish you off.
If you're left unattended.
Oh, left on it.
So everybody else runs off and you're unconscious,
You're dead.
you're dead.
Okay.
Okay? So otherwise, first aid is a D4. Medicine is a D4 also.
So I'm guessing we're spending a bit of time to heal.
That's up to you.
I realize now I have the talent photographic memory, if that would have affected anything.
No.
For
So
recollection.
individuals that are trained in medicine can do a D4 on themselves. Or does it have to be me?
Yes, but it's going to be one level harder.
Did you have first aid?
Oh yeah, I've got both. I mean,
And then,
yeah,
Okay.
I put all my.
So first aid is a D4 hit points of recovery after an application. An extreme success gives you the maximum of 4. Medicine, you can do the same thing. So you could, with both skills, heal 2d4. Technically, medicine is going to take longer versus first aid is
Right.
specifically quick.
My first aid is 90, and my medicine is also 90.
I'll let you do that then.
feel free to do whatever you gotta do.
Now, once you've done that, you're done until you take further damage. Type
Gotcha.
stuff. Okay, so it's not, you can't just keep doing medicine over and over. Otherwise you heal 2 per day,
Gotcha.
generally.
But she can do first aid and medicine on me?
Yes.
Okay.
She can take 10 minutes to do first aid, an hour to do medicine if you
Okay.
want to take that time.
Yeah.
So otherwise, there doesn't seem to be anything currently coming out of the hole.
Do you think I could use that from a D&D game?
What?
The mini?
Is there a
Maybe.
per? Is there a limit to how many people I can do that?
No.
So I could literally do 8 points of healing in an hour on
Everybody.
everybody at the same time.
I mean, it's somewhat story driven.
Okay.
Okay. If the point is you guys want to take some time, and do some healing, that's what you do. The main difference is the maximum you can heal for everybody is 8 points. It's a D4 for both. So 2 to 8 points, and you're done. And then you get into a fight with another big creature that does 10 to 15 points of damage every time it hits you. You're going to die pretty quick. But keep in mind, standard Cthulhu, you have 11 hit points.
Right.
And that wouldn't have been a couple of people badly wounded. That would have been a couple of people dead.
Yeah.
Because you take a major wound at half your health of 6. You took 12, and you're just dead outright.
Right.
Okay, that's the heroic level of Pulp. So absolutely, you can heal the 2d8 from everybody. You just got to roll.
Oh yeah.
No.
And if you roll a fumble, which in this case is 100 for you, then they
Look at
suffer
that.
a point for each.
I'm hearing noises.
Okay. I'll just making sure I make really good notes because next time we play, I'm just going to forget all of this.
Okay. So basically, you roll twice for each character. Each time you get a 90 or less, they get d4 hit points. And if you roll 100, they suffer 1 point. And then they're done until they get injured again.
Okay. So
Pick a person.
librarian.
All right.
Start with you.
Yes, please.
Okay. So this is for your first aid.
Okay.
36.
Okay. And really, you can just roll 1 dice if it's not a. We'll skip the fumble aspect. Roll 1 dice. If you get a 0, they don't get anything. Otherwise, they get d4. Just roll 2 dice. From a speed standpoint.
Okay. So am I rolling 1 or only 2?
Two
Oh,
dice.
yeah, one
Oh.
more. One more.
1 more for Andy, just normal.
Okay.
Not
Okay.
0.
Not a 0. So Andy rolled 2d4. That's how much you get back. Who else was injured? Ben. Okay.
Roll these
So-
two.
For Ben, just roll 2 dice. If either of them are 0,
Nope. You
Okay.
get 2d4.
You get 2d4. Same thing for
Mhm.
that.
Okay.
Because you happen to have a 90 and it's a 9 in 10 chance.
I'm following. When
Okay.
did you take any ones?
I did. 2 for me. So.
No,
All
77. Or 77.
Librarian got beat up.
10.
Okay.
5 points.
Two.
In addition, your temporary sanity effect that you have,
Yes.
as soon as you lose 1 point of sanity, it comes back into effect. You roll it again.
I go right back to it.
Yes. Okay.
So you're going to be
So I have
carving
to roll
everything.
and succeed to not do it, or I automatically go right
Automatic.
back into it.
Automatic. 1 point of
Wait,
sanity.
get book out. Enjoy
If you make a roll, you might gain a second one. Okay.
Researcher.
Can you-
And I want to make sure my notes are 100% clear on this.
Explore.
I keep
See what I
going back to
carved?
like
You don't need to
Pathfinder
explain.
rules and stuff.
This is what it was.
Is
We
there
still need
is there a daily limit? Can I still
I know.
hit them
Assuming
again
it's
after
not
another
broken.
combat?
Yes. As long
Okay,
as they
you
get
do
injured
already.
again, yes.
She did
Okay.
you already.
Don't need it.
Oh, I see what
Thank
you're
you.
saying there. Because like
need to be healed?
Andy isn't fully healed.
Right.
Ah.
But if he gets
Can you
into another
draw
combat,
on
he doesn't
that
get hurt.
card?
You
Yeah.
can't do anything because there isn't anything to
Like,
heal.
having your books out.
Okay.
Okay.
No.
Can leave them where I hold it.
No.
Okay.
No.
And arguably, I would say you could really only heal them for the amount of damage they took in that fight, because the other wounds have already been healed.
Okay.
Yeah, we're
Ooh.
well, that must have been the guardian that look the guys out there couldn't beat. So we're
You
pretty
think?
tough, right? Untuck my beard.
I'm overleaning against a true chunky.
You gonna put your purple
How
gloves
much
back on?
does what my lighter
Purple
how
gloves
much
back
light will my
on.
lighter actually produce?
How much light?
Because
About-
I don't know the amount of light a lighter actually produces.
About the amount of a candle.
Here, I hold over a torch to you.
No need. At this point.
Where did you get a torch from now? Did you steal it? I
Stole
thought
it.
you didn't give it
No.
to me.
I thought he threw it at the, or was.
No, I
fighting
was
the thing
hitting
with it.
the
Oh.
thing with it.
Yeah.
Is it broken?
No.
Is it broken torch?
You didn't. You never hit anything physical.
Do we have anybody have rope where
Oh.
we can climb down to
Even
the
more
I
terrifying.
checked my stuff. I didn't buy rope.
I probably have rope in the archaeological kit.
Sounds good to me.
I have an archaeological.
The archaeologist has some rope. Came
Sweet.
prepared.
You want to help
I
lower me
archaeology.
down to the walkway below?
There's a walkway below.
There's stairs about in the space that's open.
I think they said
15 feet down.
While they're doing all this,
Mhm.
I'm gonna go to the trucks
Mhm.
and see if there's any batteries that are still functional.
The truck batteries, yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Sure.
I'm going to go ahead and start pulling batteries out
Okay.
and putting them over by the hole.
Okay.
Would there be lanterns in it?
12-volt batteries. I could probably use them on the radio.
Sure.
So
Okay.
Would there be lanterns in an archaeology kit?
No, because that'd be battery powered per se. They'd be used in the. I mean, they have batteries certainly,
Mhm.
but it's not a common sort of thing. Oil lamps, I could see. Yeah.
So I'm gonna have them lower me down or allow
And
me.
again, I'm sorry to interrupt.
No, it's okay.
Keep in mind the basic premise here is if it's something that you're reasonably able to have, or you would naturally have, whether it's written on your gear or not, it's perfectly fine.
Yeah.
Okay. If it's something that's a bit of a stretch or isn't reasonable, well, correction. If it's something that's a bit of a stretch, such as maybe an oil lamp,
It's a luck check.
then it's a luck check whether you thought to pack that. If it's something like a stretch, like did I bring my M60? No. You don't make a luck check and
Did I
suddenly find a
bring my
flamethrower.
bazooka that's in my
Try
bag?
to produce a oil lamp. As in, if I checked it, if I thought to bring one
What? Okay.
for my archaeology kit.
That's easy.
You have an archaeology kit?
Yeah.
I have a high quality archaeology kit.
Okay, sure.
Do you remember now?
There was different
No.
levels of
In fact, I'm not
I
sure I
guess.
brought my
Well, he's
archaeology.
rich.
I guess.
He's rich.
I didn't.
When you have money, you get the high quality.
He's a
I mean, I have a silver watch.
Wasn't high quality enough apparently to come with a lamp, however.
Apparently not. I paid 10 times as much for it.
It's too heavy.
I literally bought a good quality watch.
I paid
Okay.
10 times
Well,
as much.
let's secure the rope and let's climb down that.
There's plenty of trees to tie the rope to.
Probably the one that I carved on. That way we all remember what was here.
Remember where we went
That's
in?
probably the one that I'm leaning against.
Probably. So I'll climb down first and
Did I ever find any more fuel?
find myself
More for the
Stand
flamethrower.
on.
No.
and move out of the way.
I'll leave it
follow
up
Do you
there
have a
then.
light?
Okay.
I have a lighter. So I will use that to step up the
Okay.
stairs.
So yeah, you drop the rope in. It drops past the stairs into the darkness. Otherwise, like I said, it's about 15 feet drop down to where the stairs are.
I'll climb down to the stairs. And then
Okay.
Using my lighter, step just far enough over so somebody else can come down.
Okay. So you drop into the shaft. Like I said, it's about 15 yards across for the entire thing. The stairs are embedded in the wall and sort of stick out cantilever. Okay. Beneath them, it's open space.
Yeah.
Above it, it's open space. You can see they spiral around and eventually reach the top underneath where the stone disc is, but otherwise descend down.
Oh, it's
Okay.
like floating shelves.
Yeah.
Yes.
Exactly. It's a great way to put
Okay.
it.
That's creepy.
Have you ever walked on stairs?
There's
like that?
no
They're fucking
connection.
terrifying.
There's no connection between any of these. No concept in your mind how these could have possibly been constructed.
And you're trying to
Okay.
walk around with just a lighter.
I
And
just
he-
walked one
and-
step out of the way so the next person.
Right. He just moves over a little bit. There's some sunshine still shining down. He can see okay. Beneath you, you feel the claustrophobia of the tunnel, the shaft that descends straight down with an open air section beside you.
Yeah.
The stairs themselves are only about 3 or 4 feet wide.
You want to go next, or
Yeah.
you want me to?
Yeah.
I'll go next.
Okay.
I'll follow with my lighter in case.
The sticker's going in.
I'll pull my can on my back.
Okay. So the old librarian and the elderly guru are the first into the hall. Got it.
I mean, I
Light
have
it
a
away
torch
with a cane
lit
and a
right
lantern
here.
and a lighter.
Alternatively, the occultist and the researcher go into the Aztec pit first.
He's a librarian.
It's a Mayan pit.
I would like to
So, I have a question for you.
look at the writing on the outside of the disc
Okay.
and see if I can decipher the reading.
It appears to be Mayan
What are you looking for,
of
Steve?
an unusual dialect or design. It doesn't say anything in particular. Give me an archaeology roll.
That was not a success.
Okay. Yeah. Other than that recognition, you don't know much more about it.
Based on the Mayan language that I do know,
Mhm.
I can't decipher anything from it.
No, it's too foreign as far as it. It seems to have a origination with Mayan, or maybe Mayan was originated from this, so it has some similarities, but nothing clear enough. The symbols in the order that they are don't quite make sense enough to be able to get sort of an indication of it. Now, the librarian commented earlier as far as what he had interpreted. That seems as good of a justification or a good of an interpretation to you as well.
Were
Okay.
you out here when I said what it was?
No.
Oh, it was kind of like a protection spell of some kind. I couldn't read the actual words either, but that's the gist of it that I got.
I'm gonna be keeping an eye out to see if I recognize from the vision any part of this.
No, nothing yet as of yet.
That's fine.
So while
Okay.
they're going down, do you want a drink?
No, I'm good.
Okay, so you two are on the stairs. Everybody else seems to be pausing. You gonna go explore?
No, I moved up the stairs.
Okay.
I moved up the stairs closer, so if someone else comes down, they can go.
Okay.
I go first. I go next.
Okay.
I hop down and start making my way down the stairs.
You jump down the 15 feet onto the cantilever stairs.
No.
Yeah.
Use the rope. Okay.
They just rope. You have a lantern in there? Or who has a lantern?
They have a
I
pair
have
of
a
lighters.
torch.
You have a torch?
I have a
Yes,
torch.
I also have a torch that's lit
He's
right
got one that's
now.
lit already.
The
Well,
the
they're
two older
continuing
guys
with
are standing
lighters.
there with Zippos currently burning.
Yeah.
Let me have,
Yeah, I'll give
Mine's
it
a-
to you
mine's a
as soon as you get
grateful dead
down.
That's right.
I'll pull out my Mauser
Okay.
and I'll have the torch in one hand and the Mauser in the other.
Okay. Take the lead.
Who?
You gonna take the lead then?
Yeah.
Okay. Everybody else going, or anybody staying here specifically?
I'm going down.
Okay.
Once the
I'm
light
waiting
flashes
for
down,
her.
I shut my lighter off. And
If
try
you
to
want to go
carefully
down
away.
or not.
Put your pieces. Go ahead and give me the creature back, and put the rest of them in a
Marching order.
some sort of a line as far as who's going first.
All right, who's behind me?
Somebody tie the pony off.
He's tied off to a truck.
Okay, I'll go in behind him. I mean, totally fine with that.
I'm at the very back, so
My bear
Oh,
in the
you're
back.
bringing up the rear?
yes.
Okay.
I'll go second to last with another torch.
So, yeah, I guess I'll be in the middle.
William, your guy looks like Colonel Sanders.
He really does. He
I'm
really
looking
does.
for those 11 herbs and spices. I've killed 10 herbs so far.
Secret recipe.
I kill herb number 12.
Okay.
It's like
So-
a drunk Trump.
The stairs circle around and descend. You walk for several minutes, walking around in the circle, going further and further down. You come to a point where ahead you see several of the stairs are broken or smashed, as if by some sort of explosion or something along those lines. Maybe 10 feet beyond, they continue. Okay, by this point, you're really seeing by the torch, because what little sunlight was even coming in is a small, distant hole way above.
What's the color of the marble or whatever's in here, the stone?
A dull gray stone. Looks like it is brickwork, large blocks implanted in the wall,
Mm-hmm.
otherwise nondescript the entire way through.
What's the height between the various layers? Is it like 20 meters between the block above us and the block below us?
You mean the stairs?
Yeah.
20 meters?
60 feet? I would say if it's, roughly speaking, if it's 15 yards across, that would be 45 yards a circle.
If you broke 10 feet or so of stairs off, the drop would probably only be like 3 feet. 3 or 4 feet. At the way this sounds like it's going.
It's not a very steep staircase.
Yeah.
It just spirals around. I think what he's asking is the distance down to the next
Yeah.
row of
That's
stairs.
exactly
Yeah.
what I'm
Yeah.
asking.
If we
So,
jump off.
Yeah, I'd say probably 20 feet.
And how about this? She used her archaeological kit's rope. I can use mine to lower us down.
Yeah, just tie it off on this
Yeah.
stair and go down to the next layer of stairs below us.
Okay.
So I see what you're trying to do. Okay, that's
Yeah.
not a terrible.
Or you
idea.
could jump it.
Nope. I like that
20
idea.
feet?
Using rope.
I'll do that.
Solid idea.
Okay. Okay. You scale down to the next section, and you keep on going down. It takes a good 10 minutes or so to descend the entire shaft before you start getting a sense of approaching the bottom. Okay. At this point, the sunlight above is just a narrow pinprick. Okay.
I hope we don't get this money out.
You go all the way down to the
Like
bottom.
tomorrow, probably.
I think it's gonna
And-
chase us out.
At the bottom, find the full description because this is useful.
It would suck if the boat
Okay.
did not have a climb.
Stairs. At the very bottom, it levels out into a flat chamber. Same diameter as the rest of the shaft. The stairs just come down to the bottom and end. Okay? On the walls, maybe 15, 20 feet high, circling the chamber, you see what looks like murals or hieroglyphics, carving and filling the entire area.
Well, I will do my job. Let's see. Does this look like the Nicole language that I had? Or does this look more?
Yes.
Mine. Okay.
Yes.
I failed. Being able to read it.
Okay. Well, you take a quick glance over it. You're not able to get any immediate indications. You're probably going to have to spend several hours studying it.
Yeah, you guys should. If you guys want to do this successfully, we probably need to know what this says.
Okay.
I started looking for a door.
Okay.
I
Start
will-
studying the place.
I will continue studying.
Pull out your notebook and start taking sketches and
Yep.
so forth. Okay. How many torches you guys got?
I have 5 torches left.
Okay. So I will.
Actually, we have 2 burning and I have 4 left.
So
Okay.
my
So
second
you
language
estimate you
is
probably have enough to
ancient
spend a few
Mayan
hours here and get back out. It's going to take a lot longer to climb back
for
up
South America.
as far as you came down. So that shouldn't be a problem.
Terribly.
Okay, give me. He sits down and starts studying it. I need an intelligence roll.
Intelligence. I use 3 points of luck. That's that.
Okay. Monk off the luck. Okay. From what you're able to tell, the indication is some sort of religious significance. There's lots of artwork of different stick-like figures decorating the area. You're able to come to several conclusions. This location is apparently one of a network of 5 identical locations. Okay. Together, in the artwork, they're drawn as forming some sort of pentagram between them. The center of the pentagram is marked with some sort of notable location. You're not sure exactly what. It looks like a tower in the artwork. Most of the stick people are strange. They're not what you would normally associate with like Egyptian hieroglyphics and everything. Instead, they seem, your interpretation is almost serpent-like. And the central figure, the one by the tower, is depicted as a large snake with an ornate crown and a scepter, the scepter of which is also artistically drawn as sort of a snake with bright purple eyes. Amongst the stick figures and crowd, there is a number of oversized, hairy people, is your interpretation from the looks of them. Under the control of these serpent-like stick figures being controlled with what you interpret as whips. Okay. You gain 1 point of Cthulhu Mythos. You gain D4 points of Nakal. And that lowers your max sanity by 1.
On top of the Cthulhu Mythos, or
No, that's what reduces max sanity.
What was the name?
Yeah.
That movie / book that John Crichton wrote a long time ago, where they go into the jungles of the Congo, and they found the apes were protecting the diamond mine and all that stuff.
Congo.
Was it Congo?
Yep, written by Michael Crichton, who also wrote Jurassic Park. It's an amazing book, yes.
Oh, I said John Crichton. I meant, yeah.
That's right.
I read that book. That was
Ah,
a pretty good book.
So good.
The movie wasn't as good, but the book was pretty
Never
good.
are. I try. So I relate all. Is everybody still here? Or you were looking for?
Yeah, everybody's here. Everybody just sort of hanging out, having some food, taking a break at this point.
All right.
Several hours have gone by.
I say to her, keep that snake venom kit handy, because apparently, according to this, it's like snake people and Bigfoots.
Does the
Okey-dokey.
chamber continue on at all?
Nobody knows what
Nope.
Bigfoot
It
is.
stops here.
It's the Jersey Devil.
You want to bet money?
And he was searching for doors or other passageways and things like that. Over the course of a couple of hours, he gave up on that because wasn't able to find anything.
I want to make any submissions.
I'm trying to think of a reason why I would do the same.
Bigfoot?
Search for secret doors?
They have
Yeah.
I'm more than welcome to do so, but over the course of a couple of hours, nothing's been located.
to across the planet.
That's weird.
So we're just standing in a
Yep, there is some old pieces of shrapnel, a bunch of broken rock from broken stairs and things like that. Otherwise, the chamber, other than the artwork, is completely empty and bare.
Can I use spot hidden to try to find, in combination with what I've been able to read, any type of latch, symbol, something
You
like
can, but several of the group have spent the last couple of hours while you've been trying to decipher the writing, and nobody's come up with anything. Doesn't seem to be anything here.
Anything of note amidst the writings?
that? Yes. So there's 5 locations like this, and my guess is all 5 locations, once they're open, they can be. Then there's a middle location where there's a giant serpent king of some kind, or was generations ago. That has some fancy super staff.
I don't
That
want.
might be where the.
Wasn't there 5 pillows?
Pillars. Pillows.
It
The
was
dream
pillars. It was pillars.
I don't want to.
Is it actually pillows or pillows?
So
That's the
the
librarian.
so the description of the dream god that I had
Mhm.
prior didn't have an actual physical description,
Correct.
but combine that with what I was listening to from an elder. They didn't give any like physical description of the guys themselves.
No.
I still don't recognize this place, don't I? This place wasn't the one.
Nope.
Oh
Maybe we
god.
need to go to one of the other ones.
Yeah. So I
Is there a
will.
map? Is there like a
I'll show where it kind of explains the 5 locations and
Mhm.
shows and I will do a etching, not etching. Piece of
Grading?
paper.
Yeah.
Yeah, piece of paper. Yeah, etching.
Etching.
And I will etch that.
Sure.
Does it look like the locations are nearby, or if this is like more of a global?
There's no scale per se.
Gotcha.
This one's in Antarctica.
Ooh.
Get your snow
fuck.
gear on, people.
Well, unfortunately, I have survival desert.
So you guys didn't find anything, and the whole time I was working, you guys just stood there looking at me?
no?
Creepy.
We were.
Oh,
digging
I
around.
stood there smoking and drinking.
Right, and in a closed space, that was helpful. My
Yeah.
eyes burned the whole time. Thanks.
Yes, you're welcome.
Aziz, light!
Yes. Not fucking said that.
Fucking 20 minutes ago to her. I whispered, "See his light," and she's just like, I don't know what you're talking about. I'm like, fucking fit down. I even fucking looked it up on my phone. Let's see if I still have it. Yeah, look.
Yeah.
Let's see.
That's so funny.
Great mind. Single.
So when I looked where the staff was, and it said, gave me the idea that it was purple eyes on the
Mhm.
staff. Are the eyes in the picture of the staff purple, or was it something in the?
Right, it's in the artwork.
The artwork.
Yeah, the artwork is it's pictured with a purple-eyed staff being held by a divine, kingly, serpent-like figure.
Do those purple eyes look like gems instead of
No.
no?
Thinking.
Can we get out of here? I'd like to climb out of the hole now. That's
Well,
weird.
I'm going to start climbing now.
Okay.
Going to the lights. Right at the end of the tunnel.
Unless we can figure out a way to access something else on the way up, we need to be looking for panels or something like that that move. I mean, this thing just sat in the bottom. I don't think so. There wasn't any description other than in the locations that there were 4 locations, not anything like a tree nearby or 3 mountains.
No. Like I said, it had no geography or other landmarks in the artwork.
Maybe we should try another grenade.
Yes.
We can go up to the top. We can call the people on the radio and let them know what we found, that we defeated the
Hey, kill that
what we
monster.
believe is a
No
threat,
mummy.
but there was no mummy here.
Mm-hmm.
maybe on the way out we find a mummy. I don't know.
Which,
How many grenades do you
Just chilling on a stoop.
which direction has all the writing been written from? Like, are we supposed where does it start, and where does this inscription start, and like where is the tower oriented?
It's
In the ground.
In the middle
Is it
of the 5 locations.
if
So
we were
a lot
to
of it is
if we were to read the writing at the top,
Yes.
what orientation would
The
it be?
floor of it
Like
is stone.
which one of the 5
There's
we're
puddles of
currently
water
in?
where rain seeped in.
Yeah,
Where we
Kind of
came in
that way
because of the
I
hole.
understand what you're saying. So we can see
And there's
which way
wreckage from the
Yeah.
damage to the stairs, but that's it. Otherwise, completely nondescript, completely empty. No layer of dust or anything else like that.
Is there anything in the descriptions that I'm looking at that explains which one of the 5 locations we're currently in?
No.
No.
They're arranged in a rough circle
Yeah.
to form a pentagram with whatever the focus is at the center of that pentagram.
Problem is, if we're in the top one and we go north, we're going away from the whole space anyway.
Right.
Wasn't there a second group of soldiers who went east as well? Perhaps they.
There's a road going east,
Perhaps they
or
were
going
going
west.
to the second.
No, the road from the battlefield was heading southwest.
southwest. So I mean, really
You
could
don't
be
know
going
what
to
that
another
other
location.
Bolivian
Yeah.
soldier is.
But what I was trying to say is, where is the current location oriented? If we're facing the direction that the writing is at the top, are we facing south? Are we facing north? And then we can base.
You
our
guys
search
have
on
no
that.
sense right now what direction you're facing.
And we don't know how far.
Okay.
I'm hoping what that other road does is it leads us to a second location. If it does that, then they may have a head start. So
Then we can base
Yeah.
our search off.
So,
Well, a couple hours of work, I could probably get one of those trucks up there running.
so your theory is the Bolivians built a road between these.
I think the
Towers?
Bolivians found the first one, or the Peruvians
Okay.
found the first one because they were the ones that seemed to be defending against the Bolivians coming into this area. Because you said first we found the Bolivians that were dead, and then beyond them were the Peruvians.
Sure. Yeah, the Peruvians were on the upper sub portion of the hill versus the Bolivians were closer to the river.
I think maybe we should chance going back to the aid place to talk to the old man
There's a
and see if he can give. I mean, if I show him this, he may give us some insight, or he may not. I mean, we may have to beat it out of him, but not really. Yeah, we're saving the planet. I'm not a bad guy. I just don't have people skills. But we go there, and then maybe you can ask your military buddies there a few questions about why they're such a slob, why they're sloppy.
Because they were so chatty with you the first time.
Didn't the Bolivians find this place first?
Nobody mentioned this place at all, other than the local who said they would leave
Yes,
gifts.
but it was just outside of a battlefield, and
This place.
I just have a feeling that somebody else got here first, moved the mummy, and this was just something left over from them disturbing the tomb. I have a feeling that's something.
Did we
that
ever
would
check
happen.
on the monkey? Is
We
it
did
No,
the
we
one
never
thing,
did.
We found the chart,
The
the
little
shell-looking
shell.
thing.
Yeah, the little shell, whatever that
Let's
is.
do the
We
shell.
need to
Let's
inspect
see
that
the shell.
some more.
All right,
Yeah.
I give you the fire shell or whatever it is.
I start looking around the room for anything that looks like this fire shell or metal shell in the inscriptions.
Yeah, those. You see. Give me a intelligence roll.
Oh well, you should be fine with that.
Why?
I got that.
98. 50 something.
Trap.
58. So it's a normal success, I guess.
Okay. Yeah. While you've been deciphering things, yeah, you took a look at things. In the sections of the artwork that include the hairy people,
Mhm.
again, they seem artistically 2, 3, 4 times bigger than all the other figures on the artwork. They seem to be being controlled by whips, and here and there you can see small objects that might look like that shell. I mean, they're not the same scale by any means. You got just a little bit of hieroglyphic versus what you're holding, but they're similar color and similar rough shape.
Can I make an occult roll to determine what these creatures might be according to prior stories, legends?
What, the creatures themselves?
Yeah, the hairy creatures.
The hairy creatures? Sure.
I'm blowing.
I was about to say, you said it's shaped like a shell. Can you,
Yeah.
Can you?
Is there any
sound?
inscriptions or anything
No,
on it?
that's what we
Nothing?
looked for first.
No idea.
No. Is there any metal down here on
No.
these? Okay, well,
I blow into it.
Let's go ahead. Put
I-
your mouth on the mystical shell.
yeah.
Okay.
How bad could this be?
And you know what?
No, doesn't do anything.
The other
Do I
side.
hear anything?
Nope.
Well, the other end.
Never blow the other end.
It's a question.
Let's see trombone.
Yep. Give it a shot.
All right. Turn it around.
Doesn't seem to do anything.
I start holding it up to the walls at random, like,
Okay.
it's a fucking key or something? I don't know.
Doesn't seem to do anything.
Hmm.
Got it.
Like a genie in a lamp.
It's getting harder. I'm bored. I go
Well,
upstairs.
Does it look
Does
like
somebody have a torch? They got a torch burning,
We
right?
have 2 torches down
Set
here.
it down. Put the torch against it. It's metal. I don't know. Maybe they
Metal. As they were calling it a.
do you see anything on
Doesn't,
here?
doesn't seem to react to it.
All right.
Is it hot to the touch afterwards, or
No.
Ooh.
Hmm.
Does it look like the locals could access this hole prior to it being blown out by the artillery?
They're going to be blown out.
The people that live here?
That's
Yeah.
what you want.
And you said they've been saying they were giving gifts. Were they giving gifts after the hole was excavated via explosives?
Stop saying full.
We said most of the we
don't
said
know.
most of the stuff that was in
Don't
the
forget.
All old.
where it was all old.
Yeah.
So probably more than a couple weeks.
And there's no indications that anybody's been down here.
Let's take that back to the old man.
I
Okay.
want to get out of the hole. Come
Okay.
I'm ready. Let's go.
Let's get
Let's
out
get out of the
hole.
Start making our way out.
Okay, so you start climbing back out?
Yep.
Okay.
I want to take that shell back. The whole
Is it
trip
back
up,
this
I'm
way?
just holding it against the wall, like waiting for a place.
Okay. So you guys climb your way back up. It takes significantly longer.
Yeah.
Forget your rope.
You estimate the shaft is about 1,000 feet deep.
Oh.
Okay.
Oh my
So by
god,
the
your
time you-
legs would be on fucking
Yes.
fire.
By the time you guys get back up, not only have you had great difficulty climbing those 10 to 15 foot rope journeys, but yeah, you are thoroughly exhausted. It's also taken most of the day. The last of your torches have burnt out by that point, but you managed to get out shortly before nightfall.
Okay, you have an issue with me saying hole, but not his 1,000-foot shaft.
No.
I am taking my rope back.
Okay.
Yeah, but he's also making things like, he's not making
No.
stroke the shaft. You blowing out holes and stuff.
So I'm not finding
Yeah, no, the shell didn't seem to react to anything along the way.
when I get out. I want to go to where like the bowls that they had where they were leaving their donations.
Yeah, that's
Sacrifice.
all around this thing.
Is there any carvings in those bowls or anything like that?
Yeah, they seem to be
Someone-
primitive materials. Clay pots, clay bowls, things like that.
Was it monetary things
No.
that they were leaving, or was it like food
It-
things,
it-
or
There's
Just the
no
pottery
there's no
itself?
monetary or valuables at all. You don't know whether there was food per se. That would have been. I mean, there's no sign of that.
Did you draw write down some of your findings?
Yeah. I did etchings.
The hieroglyphics detailing the location of the towers.
Hmm.
Were the towers pointing inwards towards the center, or were they pointing outwards?
No, it was. I'm guessing it was like it's straight upwards, so it looked like 4 locations and the one tower, probably pointing up on the wall, right?
But yeah, I mean, it was on a wall. It was 5, for lack of a better detail, 5 dots
Oh.
and then a central pyramid.
Okay.
Yeah. So. Yeah, we'll find out with the local knowledge or
Is
start.
there
moving.
like an archaeologic check or a history check or anything I can do on that shelf to determine what it is?
Nothing that you have per se. Nobody's coming with anything that'd be able to tell you anything.
Oh, no.
We need you want to see if there's any pyramids.
We're out of the
area
hole.
that you
Oh.
would know about.
We're tired?
I don't know if you've been in this area.
Oh, yeah, we're
Very tired.
I can.
Oh,
Can I do like a geography check to see
Sure.
if there's pyramids or
Sure.
temples or anything around that?
Yeah.
You see a pyramid off in the distance.
Okay. I figure, are we going to make camp here?
Yes.
Do you want to make camp here?
Seems pretty
No,
safe now.
Okay. Yeah, the best you recall is this region is notable for the lack of pyramids and archaeology stuff. The fact that this exists, previously unheard of as far as your fields.
We could probably make it back to the aid station.
In the dark?
It's not quite dark.
It's
yet.
close. I mean, it's maybe a 30-minute hike back to the camp.
Yeah, let's do
Pyramids
that.
across the river.
But there's
So,
bodies.
bodies in the jungle attract predators.
As much as I want that.
Yes, but I also inform you guys that this side was devoid of even wilderness life.
Well,
It's
Has-
still a
okay.
continent-sized
Is
jungle.
that different
Yeah.
now, though? Is that
There was a
different?
monkey.
Yes, it was a monkey,
No sign of
but
any
that was
wild-
the only
Okay,
wildlife
using that
that
thing.
was there.
It was a solo monkey?
Yes,
And who's to say this thing doesn't
it's monkeying
well,
around.
I'd like to use my mythos. See how he identified it. Might be something
Okay,
I came
well,
across
go
when I was
first.
reading. Is it something that can?
Region in.
Yes. Is it something that's
Okay,
going to
give me a roll.
regenerate?
It's gonna spawn.
Yeah, I need a 2, everybody.
Push your luck.
Well,
You got 2 wrong guys.
I screwed up. Sorry. I used two actual 10s instead of a single.
I fumble. I summon again another one.
Push your luck.
Yeah, you
76. No, I did
yeah,
not
you-
go
Yeah,
anywhere near.
you have no knowledge about this creature.
All right. I don't want to stick around where there's no pieces of it left and stuff like that. I got
As far as I know, they don't regenerate.
much more
Alright,
want
if
to.
you guys
the
want
thing's
to go back
dead.
to
Yeah.
What thing?
the
We're
next-
talking about
the
that big
monster,
creature, right?
Yes.
Formal.
Yeah, we don't want that.
When you last fought it, it burned up and left a pile of ash
Spy Lash still there.
Bury
for
the
the
ash,
mysterious interdimensional smoke creature.
Ooh, okay.
Is the
Conclude
pile,
what you wish.
is the pile of ash still there?
We should notify.
Mostly blown away, but sure.
We should notify Sand about our findings.
That would be a good thing to do before we leave the open area where we
Yeah,
can use
that's
the
gonna
radio.
take the time, but I'm fine with doing it.
Are you okay with climbing up the tree in the dark?
Not
My
dark
legs
yet.
are killing
Not
me.
dark yet.
It's getting dark pretty quick.
Yeah, I'm okay. My legs are just numb now. Let's do this.
Alright, yep.
Whoa.
Let's give it a quick shout out and tell them that see if because maybe they've got an idea where there's another site nearby. So, yeah, send him up. The
How drunkenly.
Okay, gonna activate
Climb
the
up.
radio again.
yep.
Okay. You call it up. After a short bit, you get a response from the other side.
Gotcha. Give him a.
Yeah. What you got? You got an update? You find the temple?
We found we found an outline. This is an outline version of the temple. There are, from what we were able to decipher, there's 5 locations around the actual temple.
5. That's amazing.
And we defeated the threat, but that doesn't mean it's gone forever because it was terrifying and could only be attacked with fire instead of no physical attack could defeat it.
That hopefully you have more fire.
We will find some.
Okay.
There is no. Do you have any knowledge of any other areas around here where that has happened?
No. I mean, the existence of this place, this complex, if you want to call it that, based on your description, this was previously unheard of. That's why we sent you guys there to investigate.
Yeah. No mummy in there. What led you to believe there'd be a mummy?
We have some old writings that commented about something called the sleeper.
Wow.
Gotcha. So, what we found is, do you have a description of the sleeper?
No.
Okay, so I've got etchings of what we.
Admittedly, we're making the assumption it's a mummy since it's sleeping.
Yeah.
I mean that's common with Egyptian, but That's what you guys are there to investigate.
Well, we will continue to endure.
I hope we go to eat.
And we will check in if we find anything. Shoot, I don't know how to make it so they'll answer us at a certain time, or like if they have find other information to get us. Well, that's it. All right, I'm gonna shut it off. Fine.
Okay.
I see the battery. Try and think there's a way to be like, in 24 hours, we will contact you again. But then,
They can, but I mean, or they can just try to reach out to you whenever you want. But then you got to leave the radio on.
Right, and they've got a power source, so they can do that. We don't. So okay.
I mean,
Oh,
they're in New York.
Yeah.
Speaking of battery, weren't you saying that you could possibly get one of the like truck batteries or something?
He had one out.
Absolutely.
Yeah, he had one out. So
I grabbed a couple of them.
Yeah.
So I have an idea about light. There's vehicles around us. They aren't burned up, which means they have fuel in them. So we can make more torches. And there's probably fuel cannons on
You
these
should
things.
pack some fuel out for the flamethrower.
Well, we may not even. Yeah, I tried that, and flamethrowers don't work on
Gasoline.
gasoline. They work on napalm. Yeah,
Oh.
gellified petroleum. Anyways,
finish my torch I almost made.
so there's got to be spare gas cans and stuff
Sure.
on these vehicles. We can take a couple of these gas cans. They're going to be heavy, but
again, unloaded mule can carry quite a bit of weight.
oh yeah,
We can throw those on them, and then we'll.
Hundreds
hit
of
it.
tons.
pounds.
No.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah,
strong.
strong donkey.
It just stands up on two hind
It's like
legs.
400 or 500 pounds.
So-
they probably can hold a lot. I'm
So
not
let's
worried
grab
about
those
it.
canisters and then head back to the aid station.
Sure.
Yeah.
You guys find four jerry cans worth of gasoline.
Okay.
Loaded up on the mule. Takes until past dark. Then you guys head back to the camp.
Okay. Yeah.
Okay.
And as we approach, do we see activity on the military side of things?
Yes.
So I nudge.
So we're just,
I nudge the
I think so.
German.
Unless there's something else you want to do.
I was just wondering if we're just time jumping, like we're back at the camp.
Think so. Unless
Yeah,
there's
no.
something you want to
He
do.
said it was only a 30-minute walk.
Okay, I was just being sure.
Awesome. Actually, it's far less than we thought.
So they're German, Mr. German. So the military's back.
Hans.
Yeah.
Or Mr. German to me.
Friedrich
Herr Krieger.
von Liechtenstein.
It's Herr Krieger.
So your military buddies are back that ran off in the morning.
Are they?
Yeah. So heading back in here.
We need to keep our mouths shut then
Yeah.
about what
Yes,
we
Savannah,
found.
she was checking it out.
So,
Hey, Benjamin, you want to hang on to this
Let's
conch shell and see if you
Yeah.
can figure it out as time goes on? All right. Put it deep in the pack. It's not right on top.
Okay. You guys going to avoid the military and
Yeah.
just head back to the
Just
camp?
Go back and help like we're helping at the
Yeah.
camp.
Okay. So you guys rattle in with the jerry cans on the mule.
Yeah.
Lots
of noise.
They spot you. I mean, they're not really stealthy per se, but they don't seem to care.
Okay.
It looks like there's a few more at this point.
mute your phone, dude.
What do you guys want to do? The doctors are still there. They're tending to more wounds, helping more villagers and so forth. They're honestly rather surprised to see you guys back. They thought you had already left.
I want to see if the elder is still in there and recovered.
Yeah, he's doing a bit
Okay.
better. He's hanging out in one of the beds, eating some of the rice and some beans at this point.
So I'd like to sit down with him and say, I think I found the dreamer location that your people leave
You did.
sacrifices to.
Okay.
But in the center of those sacrifice areas, there was a giant stone tablet, and it looks like it's been broke open.
That's the pillow.
Yes.
You opened it?
We did not. One of those big artillery shots from either the Bolivians or the Peruvians
Well, that
broke it open, and what came out at us was a terrifying monster. And I describe it to him generally. I don't go
Okay.
deep into it.
you
'Cause I don't
give
want
great details, show
Yes,
pictures.
I don't want to destroy his psyche.
Yeah, he seems rather disturbed,
Yeah.
and at a certain point, almost seems to just stop believing that such a thing could be real. He seems very concerned that the stone was open,
Yes.
According to him, that's the first he's ever heard of any such thing. Some archaeologists and some adventurers over the years occasionally come here to take a look at the local things,
Yeah.
but nobody's ever gone into one.
Yeah. It was very, very deep, and at the bottom I found, and I take out the etching specifically that shows the 5 locations and the tower. And I asked him if any of this looks familiar, any stories from his family handed down, or anything like that.
I mean, he takes a look at the basic thing. According to him, yeah, there are what he refers to as the 5 pillows.
Yeah.
They're arranged around in a circle in the area, couple of miles separation.
Okay. Where is the next nearest one? Which direction is it in? I want to make sure that they're not all broken.
He says, well, it's a hour or 2 hike through the jungle, roughly west of the one where you're at.
Okay.
Or the closest one.
That's cool.
Okay. Are there other villages out there that are nearby these as well, or
No,
You
this is the only village for a day or two.
do you guys normally travel? Do you guys normally travel to each of these pillows to leave?
No,
Sacrifices.
I mean,
closest one is?
those that believe in it generally go with whatever the most convenient one is. I can take you if you wish.
Well, yeah. If you're capable and feel up to it, yeah, we'd like to go to that one that's the west of it, and if we go directly across, it should honestly. I trail off as always.
Okay.
If you're up for it, if not, we will endeavor on our own. I'm sure we'll be able to find.
I mean that from your drawings here, you indicate something somewhere here. And he says what he comments about based on where he knows the holes are. If you have your map,
Yeah.
okay. So basically, he indicates. Let me see the map real quick. Assuming you show him that map.
Yeah.
He takes it, and according to him, he says the other locations are, roughly speaking, where he puts those marks.
And then in the middle, have you ever seen anything directly in the middle?
He's been there a few times. It's good for hunting and so forth. There's nothing but a clearing.
Gotcha. Okay.
He knows of no ruins or temples or anything else in the central section there.
All right. Then I think we'll be okay without endangering your life going into the jungle.
Okay.
If I do need you, we'll return.
We'll give you a call.
Yeah. We'll just holler.
With our ego.
Help us.
Okay.
All right. Well, I thank him and ask him if there's anything he needs. Anything I can do for him or his family or.
No.
All right. Oh my gosh. Yeah.
No, the doctors are taking care of him with the supplies at this point.
And you guys cool with resting for the night?
Do the medical staff use like machines and get stuff that take gasoline?
No,
Okay.
because they can't get a ready supply of it.
Incendiary bombs. You've got incendiary bombs.
What's that? Okay.
I was laughing when you told me the other night.
The fear aspect is working.
Okay, so you guys gonna get a good rest tonight?
Yeah.
Anybody planning to keep watch?
Yes,
So
I am.
that was the concern
You
from the
want to take the
previous
first
night.
one this time?
I'll take the first one. Yeah.
I'll take it first.
Okay. So everybody recovers at least 1 point. If you're on watch, you recover 1. 2 points if you're getting a good night's sleep. As far as any injuries.
Not bad.
One
Not
of
too
us
injured.
to swap with you so that you can actually get more points because you're still down 5, aren't you?
And this is the point
no.
where conceivably you could use psychotherapy to eliminate your short-term insanities.
Gotcha. So those of us that have some issues, I'd like to, before we go to sleep, I'd like to have a group session.
Okay. Tell me how you feel.
Therapy.
Yeah, we'll have to sit down and let's discuss what happened to us.
Okay.
And
I'm good.
my soothing voice, hopefully, as I roll here,
Okay.
will.
Now, unfortunately, you can't do anything for yourself.
Okay.
Okay.
We
You
won't
can't, you can't analyze yourself, but you can assist the soldier and have
Okay.
him tell about all his dark concerns.
Yes. So I listen to his terrifying.
Okay.
So I take points now. No, I'm just kidding.
Well, and you can.
if I roll bad enough.
If you roll bad enough, you can suffer because he tells you the bad stories.
Okay, here we go.
Mind you, I'm a trench fighter
No,
from
I know.
World War One. Good luck.
Oh,
That
all
was a
right.
good roll.
Nice.
So, I don't want to burn any more luck. I'll just it's the middle ground then.
Okay, so the hard success?
Yep, hard success.
Okay. So, what was your insanity?
My current insanity
No,
is.
what's your phobia or whatever? whatever.
It's called unexpected reunion.
Okay. So, yeah. Obviously, he was a friend from the war.
Right.
Yep.
Okay.
We spoke
So-
with Ziegler.
Ziegler.
Okay. Yeah, you managed to talk him through that, such that he realized, okay, maybe that was just a delusion. He's okay. So you don't suffer from, if you take insanity again, immediately getting an effect.
Okay.
Okay. However, he doesn't recover any sanity either because of this success level. Okay.
So that card remains on me
Yes.
until somebody else could help me with that set.
Right.
Or I do
Right.
something that allows it. Okay.
Anybody else?
Okay.
No.
Now, based on your good night's rest, etc., take your current sanity, recalculate what your 20% loss is, and set your new threshold.
So I got. No.
You sacrifice yourself more often.
I'm the unluckiest person here. I don't get the chance.
Now you're not as bad now, right? Like you got a couple of lucks up between the two.
Yeah, you might be lower.
I'm back
What
to
did you
where I
say?
started.
Oh, yeah, but several
73.
people spent some pricey, some pricey purchases.
Oh, sure.
Up to you would be psychology or psychology?
Council.
Psychoanalysis.
Yeah.
It's
Price
psychology.
of my statue.
Okay.
Not
Psychology
Fire
wouldn't
points,
assist
fine.
you, would it?
No.
Okay.
It's not really worth much in that either.
I got
I am going
nothing.
to try to
1%?
describe the vision I got. Like a drawing of the original
Okay.
vision.
Okay. Okay. So, next morning, similar. Shortly before sunrise, you see the soldiers pack up and leave. This time they separate into 3 groups based on the numbers that they have.
Are there more or less than there were the day
There were
before?
more than the previous day.
I don't know.
When they're gone, I'm going to go check their quarters again.
Okay.
Because
Pretty much the exact same thing.
does the number of sleeping bags or cots match the number of guys?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
The
Okay.
first thing I did was come back.
They're multiplying.
So, do we want to go to another pillow location, or do we want to try to find this
Yeah, we just
serpent tower in the middle? We know just about where it would be, and he said there's a clearing where this is.
we can try.
Okay, I mean, worst case scenario, we continue straight past, and we would be close to one of the pillow areas.
let's do it.
that we miss it. So, we'll go back to that location. That
Okay.
Go ahead, Ben. What'd you say? Oh.
Nothing.
Gotcha. Back to the battle site.
Okay.
My head hurt.
And then we want to go
Head into the deep jungle.
northwest. You know what? We've got the whole day. So let's move up the river to find the easier, more accessible one.
That's
That
near
actually-
the riverside.
That actually has a straight across sister pillow where none of the 2 ones down here don't. It's
What
anyone know the shape of a pentagon?
Yes.
Yes.
It wasn't Bill yet, so okay. That was
What was the fear with the awakening of the sleeping dog?
there wasn't a
The old man.
I mean, you're waking a god.
no,
They can't
no,
do
he didn't
that.
even really believe it. He's not even a believer anymore.
You're God. It's a snake.
But
When somebody asks you,
That's in God.
Yeah.
You're God, you say.
Okay. So you head up the river.
It's
and
probably
you're looking
easier
for that
to-
one.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes.
Yeah, you guys head up the river.
It has to be
It
snake.
takes. Give me a navigate roll for whoever has navigation.
That'd be me and
Jen.
bad with names right now. No.
I like this system.
No.
Straightforward.
Mine wasn't a success.
Well, we can
Okay.
follow the river.
So you follow the river. That's not a problem. It's all a matter. It's not a matter that you fail. It's a matter of how long does it take.
Right.
Okay. It takes most of the day. Search it along the river in the approximate location before you finally locate a section on a rise 20 yards or so into the jungle where it stands out once you come upon it. It's very obvious. 10 feet away with the jungle overgrowth, you can't see it at all. But you're basically walking through, and all of a sudden, you're like stubbing your toe on another one of these large stone discs.
Is this one broken?
It is not broken.
I'd like to see if the markings are the same as the same protections that were on the other.
Yes.
Okay.
To your memory, it looks like it's identical.
Well, we spent
Don't
most of the
open it.
day. Now we're gonna have to
Camp out here.
attempt to camp out here, and we probably didn't. You guys get tents?
No.
I have a tent. I just haven't drug it out.
I'm happy without those.
I'm not.
Well, admittedly, like I explained to William,
Kind of.
a tent in the 30s is not like a tent today. Okay, it's not something you just toss in a backpack and you go hiking across the mountain. This is, I'm carrying a couple of large poles, or I have a really heavy tarp and some rope type stuff. Okay, so his tent was being carried on the donkey. I'm assuming you didn't bring the donkey. So,
If we've got tarp
I mean-
and ropes, can we make a lean-to?
yeah, you can make shelter. I'm not worried about that, but a tent is a bit more involved than what you would consider today.
Yeah.
Okay?
But I feel like we gotta stay here. Right. We could probably find it quickly tomorrow, but
I have a watch. What time is
I feel like we should
Time to
So
wind
you're
it.
the
here, but
you
away
got the
from the
watch.
thing.
What time
Yeah, I
is
have
it?
a watch.
Prior
What
to
time is it?
artillery shells.
yeah.
7 o'clock?
7 o'clock? Okay.
I feel
In the
we
afternoon?
should back away from this thing quite a bit so we don't get artillery shells in the middle of the night.
I don't think they were aiming for this when they were shelling. I think there was fighting going on.
Yeah, that was back at the battlefield.
Yeah.
I think they know that the artillery shell opened up whatever the last one, so they may try to artillery shell the new one to open it up.
They don't strike me as that confident.
And,
And
having
also-
seen what happened the last time they did, I don't see them repeating that.
They were fighting each other. Artillery isn't precise. It's
Right. But he wasn't saying they did it on purpose the first time. They're saying second time you can get pretty precise with artillery.
yes, you can.
If you know what you're looking for. So I think we're good, but moving away can't hurt if we stay outside of the jungle. as
I
well.
mean,
I think that's
It's not like the last disc had a giant demon in it.
right. Right. I mean, I feel like we'd have to open.
Sarcasm. I like you.
to do
Why
that.
risk it?
Right. So moving away. is
I
a good
agree
idea.
completely, yeah.
Okay.
Let's go
Okay.
100, 200 yards away.
Yep.
Okay. So you back away from it, marking its location, head back to the river where you have a little bit more open space.
Yeah.
Okay. And make camp there.
Yeah. Make,
No, we don't want to be there. Well, do I have survival zone?
want to dig a small pit for the
Survival
fire, so
jungle.
it's below. We're trying to
I'm trying to
Sure, we
conceal
are.
the camp somewhat.
not pointing our location out either to people that are used to this jungle as well. So I know they come at night to drink, same as they go. But they're going to be down by the bodies with the easy food source
Yeah.
along with that.
Yeah.
While we were moving through the jungle, did I notice any large amount of wildlife on the side of the river?
Yes,
Like-
plenty of wildlife.
Okay, I didn't know if it was like over by the battlefield where there were very
outside-
stairs.
Outside of the battlefield, where there was pretty much no wildlife, here it's normal.
Okay.
Okay, well, in all fairness, the one creature we saw near that battlefield exploded in flame.
Oh yeah, some more.
So,
Haven't you seen a flame monkey before?
It's like Cheeto.
Yeah.
Capuchin.
I have seen one where he had some questionable sexuality, but I wouldn't call it flame.
Okay, so you guys make camp near the river, but not too close to the river.
Yeah.
And not in the jungle, and not near the hole.
Let's just stay at the Holiday Inn.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm fine with near the water. It'd be easier to
Okay.
conceal our
You
fire.
guys take some of the tarps. You set up a basic lean-to, etc.
2 people need to be on watch.
Okay. So who's gonna take watch?
Dan.
I'll take
No.
watch.
Okay.
Okay.
I
Finally, I get
2 and
sleep.
2.
I wander into a tent and fall asleep.
No, you're one of the other fighters in the group. You need to
2 people.
stop fucking drinking.
Yeah. It would be nearly as tired.
That takes out all the fun.
I can stay up.
Yeah.
I love his
That's
attitude on
good.
drinking because you can tell Ben's never actually
Yeah.
been drunk.
Yeah.
He's never had alcohol.
I never had.
It's all fun.
Yeah, it's all fun.
All you remember is
Dude, you would not want to be drinking fucking liquor in the jungle.
I'm all
You
smoking.
would, within an hour, you would be done. Like, just, you'd be so dehydrated and sick.
I'm also smoking.
Yeah,
Hey, Mystic,
whatever.
you want to stay up with me and do a shift together?
What is your actual profession?
Big game hunter.
You would know all that.
Yeah.
Okay, me and the Mystic are taking the first shift.
Okay.
Archetype hunter, occupation big game hunter.
Okay. So everybody beds down, get some sleep while the two of you keep watch. Okay.
I still have my shotgun in my hands.
Yeah, don't wake me up. I'll
Don't trust your
blast you
watcher.
with my shotgun.
I'm not okay with that. I'm gonna stay up.
Okay. So the
So-
three of you stay up.
Are you gonna be on the second shift? You're gonna be up on the second shift, or I'm gonna fucking shoot you.
Well, that doesn't gain anything because then he won't be up on the.
Yeah, then I won't be
Adventurer,
awake.
you got some. I got a gun. She's how much you got?
Yeah.
She's an adventurer. She's
Worst
ready
case,
for
she
it.
just fires a gun, I wake up.
Okay, you and I.
Worst
do
case,
shift-
she gets
You and I do
stabbed
shift
before
together,
she gets the
and then
chance.
her, the Venturer, and the Mystic do one together.
I don't think my dad's okay with that either.
Well, you're not
Whatever.
gonna put two girls on the same shift.
Listen, she,
Whatever, I sleep.
she's
Fuck
a
it.
seasoned
You'll
adventurer.
die.
She's like done this type of stuff.
Yeah.
Oh, are you?
Experienced.
she's
Oh, okay.
She's
Okay, fair
experienced.
enough.
She's an archaeologist adventurer. She's perfectly fine with
Yes.
this.
Me and the
She's the Laura Croft to the group. Right?
okay,
Yeah.
fair enough. Fair enough. So me and the
Nurse.
yeah, sure.
So you two are keeping watch first,
Yes.
and then you two are the second watch?
Yeah.
Okay. So, the two of you give me a spot hidden.
I'm gonna use 2 points of luck to
Okay.
make that a success.
Okay?
I got a 92.
You did not pay attention then. You fell asleep.
Yeah, I felt.
That's why the soldier was saying don't stay on watch. Okay. So,
Yeah.
She's just open mouth snoring in your
that's what helps him stay awake. So, a couple hours after everybody's fast asleep, you're sitting there reminiscing about Frederick or whoever your guy was, Ziegler, and the lost opportunity after he got his head blown off in war. When you hear a snap of something in the forest.
Laugh. This woman actually snores like a freight train. Okay. I wake up. I'm looking.
Okay. Looking out in the shadows, you see dark shapes
Mm.
moving through the trees quietly towards you. Apparently, she's been drinking the whiskey too.
Why's my flask empty?
I kind of look over towards them and start
Okay.
nudging them in the ribs.
You get up and start moving, and whoever it is starts attacking. Okay.
Shit.
So, go with these guys.
Now,
Start with those. There should be another one out there. Next.
How far away did I see them? What range band?
We'll put them at the ranged one.
so we can be loud now.
There you go.
Wake up!
Oh my god.
There are 4 on this side. There's 4 separated coming in from a different angle. Okay. when all of a sudden they see you moving around, at which point they react, and you start hearing shouting and the let's say activation, but the clicking or cocking of rifles as they start to open fire. What would you guys like to do?
Pull out a grenade,
Okay.
chuck it at him.
Okay. Throw a grenade at some of them.
Not going
Okay.
to.
Going to run out. You know that, right?
It's either that or we fight 8 guys. I'm fine with throwing a grenade.
So
This
that's in the
is
5 nights, though.
Moonlight.
It's under the canopy. It's pretty
We're,
dark.
we're not awake, are we?
What he's seeing, he's able to see the guys moving.
He can
I
see
started
dark
yelling
shadows.
at you guys
Yeah.
to wake up.
Yeah, the shouting.
So,
I think.
are we awake?
As soon
The
as
grenade
yeah,
will.
as soon as everything starts happening, yeah, everybody's going to wake up pretty quick.
Okay. No problem.
14.
That's between the 5th and the I don't fucking know what the right terminology is.
Hard, medium, hard, extreme.
I made the hard.
Okay. So yeah, you chuck a grenade and it lands right square in the middle of 3 of them. What's the damage for a grenade?
Anybody?
Bird's right
Sorry.
We
here.
don't know. You've never hit anything.
Yeah.
He hit that hole.
I'm gonna grab
10
the
grenade.
My mouse is
4d10.
still on the ground and
4d10.
Okay.
Man.
Well, you guys
So, you need
lose
D10.
the first action as you're waking up, trying to figure out what's going on. You absolutely wake up. That's not a problem.
Yeah, hand grenade throw, 4d10, divided by 3 yards?
For every 3 yards.
For every 3 yards.
So just roll 4d10.
Huh?
Roll 4d10.
18, 20, 23.
Okay, so mark 3 of them off.
Bye-bye.
One guy just grabbing himself.
I'm so glad
So
we grabbed the
there's a
grenade.
loud boom, and everybody wakes up. He's sitting there saying, "Go wake him up." Everybody wakes up. What else would you guys like to do? Everybody, you guys are just waking up. You're headed over there to wake them up.
Yeah.
Okay. That guy, yeah, he's not thrilled by that. He takes off.
Good for him.
Okay. The other 4 open fire on you guys. Okay. And actually, what they're going to do is they move into the section. They're going to come in close as they break into what little firelight you have and so forth.
Why
As
did
I
you
get up off the ground, I scoop up my baseball
You
bat.
didn't come because I was
Baseball bat? You carry a baseball
I've got a
bat?
cricket bat, a baseball bat. I'm the Casey Jones
Okay.
of this team.
So let the timer wear down all the way.
I thought that was part of that's why
No.
I was rushing.
Their turn goes fast, and there was only one person on your side, so that was
Gotcha.
quick and
Okay.
easy. Sadly, I don't have a way to reset a sand timer.
I know.
5, 4,
No.
3, 2, 1.
Nope.
Man,
Missed out.
just
Yeah.
And you started slowing down on your count.
You did.
yeah.
Okay. So you jump to your feet, grab your bat, and move over to one of them.
Yep, move over to
Can you imagine that? They're like,
the one in the
Right.
over right.
Yeah.
The one over to the right, farthest
Okay, go
outside.
for it.
this is you, right?
Hi, yeah.
Yeah,
That is
he's going to try to fight back.
yeah, that's extreme.
He's not going to succeed on fighting back. So go ahead, roll. Tell me what your max damage is.
Max damage is the D8, 1d8 plus my damage bonus, which I don't have, so 8.
8. Okay. So you do 8 points as you crack him across the head.
I do not have damage bonus.
I'm grabbing
I
my
don't have strength.
He's a
Yeah.
librarian.
Oh,
yeah.
Books, baby.
I'm
Books.
grabbing my
You're a
shotgun
little
and
nerd that
running
can
up and
beat the
blasting
shit out of
one of them in
people.
the head
Where would you
with
find
my
it?
12 gauge shotgun.
Okay, so you're going to have to stand up
Yeah.
first.
But
He did melee. Okay. Which way he just runs, he just moves up to him and hits him. I have no problem with you grabbing your shotgun and taking a shot at him. You don't get the point blank bonus.
oh,
That's
yeah,
what-
okay, it's more flavor.
That's
than
fine.
anything.
That's what I was trying to get to.
I mean, we're already pretty close.
Yeah.
Is that
16?
Reroll that. Fuck.
yeah? Okay, 16, which is just out of my extreme range, hard range.
Okay.
So this would be 10 yards. So
Sure.
this would be 40-10.
Sure.
But 6, not D10.
It's grenade damage.
16.
Okay. One of them goes down.
Pulling my mouse or firing at the last thing. For 2 shots on the first one, 1 shot on the second one.
Okay.
While I'm prone.
Okay.
Oh, I'm calling it.
You're still stuck.
So you don't get the prone bonus for a
I
pistol.
don't see you.
I'm right in the very front of
Okay.
the cave.
That's a rifle thing as far as a brace shot.
I mean, for flavor though, it's just
I have no problem with it.
Yeah,
Shoot.
caveman.
I'm not giving you a penalty per se.
That mind. Can I change that action given I now know that
Mhm.
effect? I'm gonna pull my elephant gun.
Holy cow!
Okay.
Take one shot at each of them. Each of the 2 remaining that are not engaged in melee.
Okay.
So
oh god, if you got hit with one of those rounds that close, well, it wouldn't matter what distance.
firing
Well,
while prone.
I'm fine until he fumbles it.
Firing while prone is a bonus die. Are we within point blank?
No.
Okay. Then just then I lose a bonus die because I'm firing twice.
First shot is not affected. Only the second shot is.
Alright. Pink die is the
He's
time.
going to dive for cover. And he gets a 8,
matter.
which will... Okay, you
Well,
miss?
yeah.
Okay, so the way dive for cover happens, which is relevant as far as your attack. If you succeed on the dive for cover, it gives the attacker a penalty dice. So
Okay.
technically, in that case, you would have had to roll another dice anyways. Okay? He dives for cover. He's going to lose his action. The other guy, now you take a shot. He's also going to dive for cover because neither of them want to be hit by an elephant gun.
Yeah.
Okay? He succeeds on his dodge, so you have 2 penalty dice on that shot.
Alright.
Okay?
All ones.
77, so
Okay.
yeah.
So you missed both shots, but both of them have lost their action.
I would have hit that.
Okay. So the
I
two,
don't have any gun skill.
the one of them that's up that you hit with the bat,
Yes.
he's going to. I don't know why I turned that over. They don't get a timer. He is going to slam you with the shotgun.
I will fight
Just
back.
pulling you. Okay.
Is this still the same turn that I threw the grenade?
No.
Or the following turn?
Following turn.
Okay.
Okay.
Because I haven't acted. That's why I was
Correct. He is going to get a. You said you're fighting back.
Yep.
Okay, so he got an extreme success.
Here we go.
So you can't hit him as a result
So 36
unless you get critical.
is it's a hard success.
Okay, so you did not succeed.
Okay.
So he hit you, and with an extreme success, he's going to do 7 points to you.
Okay.
First time they've actually hit us.
No.
First time they have. Okay.
Yeah.
Be specific.
Yeah.
The creature did. Okay. So the other two scramble back up to their feet, having dived for cover. At which point we go back to the group.
Crack him in his head.
Okay.
I fire.
He fights back.
A 2.
A 2. Well, you beat him,
Yeah.
and that's going to be another extreme success.
Yep.
So how much do you do?
8 points damage.
Okay, he goes down.
I fire one of them. And then that is a hard success. Wait, no, that's a regular medium success.
Okay.
Still short range. 13. Yes. 13 points.
13 points. Okay, he goes down.
So you said that the guy hit when it down, did he die? Or is
Yes.
it-
Well, it's dark. You can't really tell,
Right.
but
Kind of wanted to stick by this body.
Okay.
And
Which is fine.
which was me kneeling down. Really, I'm not.
Well,
I was hoping that it maybe hit him unconscious, but I'm assuming 2 was probably a good skull.
That was a pretty good. That was
Yeah.
an extreme hit.
Yep.
So yeah.
Yeah.
Are you people
I move up and whack the ones that's still up with a cane,
Oh, I should
Okay.
be,
which I had purchased it at the one.
gun.
Direct one. Strike 2.
Okay.
No.
Okay.
I'd shoot him with a shotgun.
Okay.
Actually, can I still see this guy?
He's over by the river at this point. It's longer range.
Okay, then I'll drop my shot. Well, I didn't have the shotgun. I was going to pull the shotgun out. I'll just pull the Mauser or the 30-06 out and start shoot him.
Okay.
So, he's at range. He's moving at full speed, right?
Yes.
All right, so I'll take the penalty die. And let's see. I got a 70 and a 9. So
70.
79. All right.
No, you don't add him.
No. I got a 70. Or no. Let me rephrase it. I got a 9
And a
and a
7.
79.
Right, 79.
So I got a 79, which
Okay.
is a hit.
It is still a hit with you? Okay. So damage?
80 skill.
85.
Okay, 85 skill.
So, d6 plus 4. 8, 12 points.
12 points. Okay, he goes down, falling at the edge of the river. And then we got one guy left.
Shoot it. I haven't.
Okay, go for it.
Okay.
I'll shoot it.
Shooting
Save me
go.
your ammo.
Everybody chime in.
That is a medium success.
Okay, how much damage you do?
I do 1d10 plus 2.
Okay.
Are you shooting more than once?
Well, roll first, and then
Oh.
if she wants to shoot a second time, she can.
Oh, gotcha.
I thought it was.
That would be a 3.
You don't have a penalty on the
points.
first shot.
Oh, I thought
3
it was.
points of damage.
3 points. Okay.
And I'm firing 2 flat shots.
And you don't have a penalty.
It's a cumulative
No,
penalty.
I got
The,
rapid
the,
Capture
ta-
him.
the table is a little misleading at times.
That was not a success.
Okay, you missed it on the second shot. Okay. You want to fire a third time
That
with a
was-
penalty.
that's-
Well, I'm beating him over the head with a club.
What's the penalty?
You'll just re-roll your 10s. So the, no,
37?
the 30, the two
The
digit
tens
one.
digit, yeah.
Yeah, so
Oh.
it was 5 was the other one, so roll that. So you got a better one on your re-roll.
Right. But but you take the worst one of the two, so 57.
35 was the worst
Yeah.
of the two.
Okay, so is that still a hit?
It is still a
So roll damage for that.
4 points.
Okay, so he takes 2 pistol shots. And then I think that's everybody, since I think the nurses keep their head down at this point. It's going back to sleep. Who's fighting him? Him?
Yeah.
Okay, he's going to club you with the gun.
I'll dodge.
Okay.
Base success.
Base success. Okay, he clubbed you for 7 points of damage.
Oof.
But a shotgun hurt my end.
They are.
Oh, yeah, it's a fucking 9-pound piece of metal.
What you guys left or didn't want to do?
Reload 2 shells.
Okay.
I'm going to charge him and tackle him.
Okay, go for it.
Okay, it's brawling.
Mhm.
That is a. I'm going to use 2 points to make it an extreme success.
Okay, go for it. Max damage.
War in second.
My goal isn't to damage him; it's to subdue him.
Oh, okay. Yeah, you grapple him. He has a penalty dice right now while he's being subdued, being held. And he'll have to either try to break free from you, or somebody else can do stuff. Who else wants to do anything to him?
Can I try to knock him out?
You can try.
Dragon,
What would that be?
Just a
Rolling?
brawl.
Do I get a?
He will try to fight defensively.
I don't get a bonus die for him being.
No, he has a penalty dice for being held.
What was that?
A whip and hit shoulder and face.
it's a mosquito.
It's a pain.
Nope. Okay. As long as you don't roll a bubble.
Yeah.
Okay.
No, I'm gonna start dragging the body back to the fire.
Insects in the
one
jungle.
near-
Right.
Okay. Anybody
Buzzing
else?
insect.
I reloaded, so I can't
Right.
do it.
Yep.
Anybody else?
No.
Okay.
Finish him off, man.
Okay.
I'm finished.
He attempts to break free. You're going to finish him off, you said?
Yep.
I'm not shooting
More
him,
than
right?
a minute.
He tackled him to try to question him.
Right.
Oh.
He's currently
No, no,
tussling
no,
with him,
no,
trying to hold him.
Shoot him! She just walks up and she's like,
Laura Cross says, "Thanks,
Like
man."
a headlock, and you can walk up.
Be like,
All I can imagine
turns it
is
sideways even. She's just like,
no shot.
all I can
I'm
imagine
on the other side of me.
I won't hit you. Don't worry.
He's used to getting sprayed with blood.
all I can imagine is Dad holding him like
Okay, he
Don't
brawls with you
do
trying to
it.
break free.
Okay.
So he has a disadvantage dice as a result, but you're normal. He scores a normal success.
Oh.
He succeeded.
Okay, so he breaks free and stands back up. Which one? What would you guys like to do?
We'll punch him in the face again.
tackle him.
Okay.
I'm tackling him.
See what you've done.
No.
Okay.
I'd like to
Nope.
rush up to him and attempt to non-lethally hit him with this bat. Is there a non-lethal aspect like we?
Not
I'd
specifically.
like to bunt. That's what I'm thinking.
As long as you don't roll an extreme success.
Okay.
Give him a
Sorry, man.
concussion.
Not a pinata. Don't bust
Okay, a
it.
30. So that 30 is a it's a hard success.
Okay. Damage?
D8. Holy cow, we don't have a D8, do we?
Here you go.
Here we go. Okay. Oh, it's a 2.
Yeah.
2 points of damage.
I guess. So.
Okay. He's still up.
Okay.
Anybody else?
I tried punching him. I missed.
Right.
I'm gonna grapple him again.
Okay.
No problem.
That's
Okay.
terrible.
We're going to attempt to
Scratching
defend, which he gets a regular success.
I got a regular.
Oh, no.
Okay,
So-
so he resists your grapple at that point.
Okay.
This is a tie. Anybody else want to try anything? Okay.
Oh, can I do an intimidate?
Or-
On your next action, sure,
Okay.
I'm fine with that. So, okay, he fights back. So you're trying to grapple him, you're trying to punch him, you're trying to punch him,
I'm trying to punch him.
and you're trying to hit him with a baseball bat.
He's got a group of dudes curb stomping
Yeah,
his ass.
literally.
Yelling, lay still, lay still. Lay, uno, lay down,
Okay, so he's going to try to hit you because you're the one trying to put hands on him.
Yeah, that's fine.
So,
Bring it.
It's literally this. It's all the guys are pummeling him while
are
the
you
ladies are
fighting
doing
defensively or trying to hit him back?
over there.
No, I'm just trying not to get hit.
Hey, I
Okay,
got
trying to die.
handcuffs.
Okay. You got hit. Why?
She yells across, runs up with her hand.
They just have to be big furry to handcuff.
So he misses
Yeah,
you.
the list, guys.
Why do you have handcuffs?
What would you guys like to do?
I'm gonna intimidate.
Okay.
I'm gonna
At
try
the
to get
beginning,
him to.
this shouldn't have to
stop.
ask why you
Okay.
have handcuffs.
I'm gonna use 2
No.
points to make that a success.
Okay. And he tries to resist. He pauses at least. What else would everybody like to do?
Oh my
Okay. Go for it.
He's gonna accidentally die.
Yeah.
He goes, the
Why
gun
would
was
that
at
be
0.
different?
As long as it. Double bunt.
Can't roll for anything.
Okay.
now.
You're gonna bunt again.
We have rope. We could
That-
tie
You get a
him.
critical.
That's an extreme.
With a 15?
Yes.
What? Go to sleep.
You say boo. He says oh, and then he
Hey.
smacks him across the head.
8 points of damage.
8 points of damage. Okay. He's still up.
To my extreme.
Anybody else want to do anything to him?
I already tried punching him and missed.
Okay. So he loses his action. So what do you guys want to do at this point?
I'm gonna try to
Tie
grab him
him
again.
up.
Nope.
Succeed.
You can bring
Okay,
your, you
his
bring your
dodge.
handcuffs up.
1 success.
My handcuffs. I
Beat
can-
down. You grab him.
Yep.
I'm gonna hit
She-
it again.
Okay,
Okay.
we've got him
Hey.
grabbed.
He's having Greg.
I'm gonna yell, "Stop fucking hitting him!"
She brings up her handcuffs.
I
No.
want to handcuff him.
I'm not gonna get it.
No diggity.
Okay, she wants to handcuff him. How
That's
do we-
fine. I've
do
got him
this?
grappled. Can we
Okay.
try to force the handcuffs on him?
Sure. Give me a brawl check. See if you can get some handcuffs on him.
Oh, I did. Medium success.
One half is hooked.
Laura Croft quickly steps up and steps up. And his hands are grappled.
It's like, I know my rights.
Right.
That's how it works every time, right?
I came asylum.
Okay. He tries to resist, I guess, with 2 penalties at this point. I mean, he can't really fight very well, but he's going to at least try to break free.
Go run.
I'll go take the body.
Break free from handcuffs.
Not from the handcuff, from him holding him.
He's got 2
Oh.
bullets in him.
His
It just-
hands are
he
held,
does.
so he has limitations there. But if he can get free, at least he could go somewhere.
I feel like this is
Not, but
I'm gonna intimidate him.
okay,
Yeah, no problem.
okay. What else?
Trying to
would
get
anybody
it. I'm
like to-
trying to subdue his ass.
Yes, yeah. He's handcuffed already. He's already at a big
I'm gonna
disadvantage.
start
Tie
dragging
his
that
leg,
body that I knocked
and then
out
he
in the
can't
very
run.
beginning. I'm dragging that over by the fire. I want to see his uniform. I want to see
Okay.
that stuff.
So
So I'm done.
between the 4 people handcuffing, beating him down, and
Sorry.
scaring him and everything, he managed to subdue the guy. He lands, still struggling, but not really able to do much since he's at such a big disadvantage. You pull the body over by your fire, put on some lights or whatever, get a little bit of more illumination. They're wearing Bolivian army uniform, okay, so similar to previous.
Them again.
Hey, that grenade
Um,
useful though.
For the most part. Several of them, there's not much left. This guy is as well, and looks new. You haven't seen this guy before. He has a wound that looks relatively fresh in his arm, and he's been beat up by a baseball bat, obviously, and looks pretty pissed off.
He's got 2 gunshot wounds as well.
Yes.
But the other wound is from a previous.
Yes. It looks like a recent fight. Looks like a major wound to his arm. Roughly the place that he shot him earlier in the first fight.
But it looks like a different guy though.
No, you've never seen this guy.
This is the same motherfucker from the first fight.
Yeah, so that's what he's saying. So let's.
You never got close enough to really get a good look at him.
We need rope. We need to tie him up. We need
Pull
to
out my Mauser,
Okay.
grab him by the throat, slam him into the ground, put the fucking barrel in his mouth, and
Don't roll the dice.
Can't talk to him. He doesn't speak your language.
I go back to sleep.
I'm just gonna hold him. Does anybody speak Spanish? Anybody? Anybody speak Spanish?
Attempt to speak.
I pull it out. I pull it out. Do you speak English?
He just sits there groaning and resisting as much as he can.
I attempt to speak
Hit him? Yep.
to him.
Okay.
No, okay.
Yeah, he's gone.
Yep.
Bullet obviously kills him. And
Right,
he's
shoots him in the face.
dead at this point.
I really only work with
Everything-
multiple prisoners.
How
Intimidation
healed
factor.
does the wound in his arm, the prior wound, look?
It looks like it didn't have any medical aid, but was slowly starting to heal naturally.
So at our
Noth-
level,
Yeah,
naturally?
nothing particularly unusual.
Gotcha. Just yeah.
Scarring
What's
the-
more disturbing, however, is
Brain
What-
matter all over the place.
well, there's brain matter all over the place, and a large number of scales,
Like
Ah.
fish scales? Reptile scales?
reptile scales.
Oh,
He's a
no.
snake meat.
Everybody, give me a insanity check.
What?
So with what I learned,
Do I get a bonus on this because I fucking murdered him?
8!
I literally beat this dude down.
That's not the issue. It's once you realize what is there.
if
Okay.
How does the
With
insanity
what-
check work? It's a roll against your max sanity.
No, it's a roll against your current sanity.
with what,
Yeah. No.
with what I learned with the inscriptions and stuff,
I got a 26.
other than this being surprising that one of these is still alive,
I
I
succeeded.
would know.
Extreme.
No,
Okay,
no. This is like today.
What you roll?
You walk through the
Repent.
forest
and come
and
across-
you see Bigfoot walk in front of you.
Okay,
Okay, you may have heard all the stories.
right.
You may
right.
be a firm believer. To actually
actually
see
can't do
Bigfoot
it.
is what throws you over.
All right.
Okay.
I failed.
Okay.
At a regular success with 1 point.
Okay. So
Extra.
regular success, you don't lose anything. A failure to the success, you lose D3. Roll a D3, subtract that.
No,
At which point, I believe,
No, mine's 45 and I rolled a
the librarian sits down and starts carving on the log.
Exactly.
You start
People will
carving
need
them.
He starts
to
making
know about this.
notes again.
You took my card, right? Because I don't
Yes,
have it
because you
anymore.
don't currently have that effect.
Oh, thank God. Ziegler ain't
Yeah,
here.
Ziegler is not here. It's not
Just
him.
firing into the woods.
Now keep in mind the idea is some remnants sort of remain. So you failed. You momentarily see Ziegler's face there.
But I just put a bullet through his head.
Right, as you just put a bullet through his head, and then you realize, okay, no, that's not him. I'm okay. Okay. Meanwhile, Andy is freaking out. Does that bring anybody to their threshold mark?
No.
Okay.
No.
What do you guys like to do?
Okay,
I'm up.
did anybody take wounds
Oh,
on
that
that last
never
combat?
mind. Out.
I did.
Okay, so the two of you would like to roll for some first aid and
Yes,
medicine?
please.
So you're
Yeah,
going to
well-
take the entire night because it's going to be an hour or so for medicine.
Okay, how
You can
much?
do quick first aid for one of them.
So can she do first aid while I am incessantly carving? So
No,
you got to
yeah,
wait.
you're not paying attention to anything.
Yeah. You can't help me currently.
You can
Well,
do first
I have
aid with
first
whoever
aid.
else did it. You can. It's a matter if he's otherwise focused. He's not standing still to get medicine.
Right.
I'm searching.
But he could.
Okay, how about
Oh,
Wait, what?
this round?
Sure.
Okay, so I'm just gonna do regular first aid on him. real quick.
Okay.
Do you have the keys to these cups?
Oh,
I'm
that's right, I don't
assuming
have to
they come
roll
with the
very well. I can roll.
I'll say I'll cut his hands
Here you go.
off if you don't.
Roll
Well-
and see what you get.
Yeah, I can't say anything currently. Screaming and carving.
Or
I'll just take the cuffs back. Unlock them and take them back.
I don't know how to roll a D4.
Huh?
I don't know how to roll a triangle.
Nobody does. It's
You only get to do one.
I know.
you throw them and they just go every time.
Wait, what?
Okay.
a D4.
Oh, yeah.
Not a lot of roll to it.
Yeah.
Fall down.
That's all right. If you're trying to roll a D100,
I
they're
will.
awful.
One
They
day.
roll very
Okay,
well.
so is
Yeah.
he technically going to take the next shift?
And it's off the table.
Yeah, he's not
Ow.
going to sleep now.
Oh, I'm not paying attention to anything else.
I know.
Just-
I'll
you-
take the next
Yeah.
shift.
Oh, okay.
He's
Okay.
literally not paying attention to anybody.
Thank
Only,
you.
only.
Next shift.
So this is
Mm.
like rounds
It-
long. I just
well,
want it-
and that's an important
That's another
distinction
thing, so-
because
Cap.
there's others with you, and the assumption is they're paying attention, they're going to snap you out of,
Yeah.
etc. It's rounds.
Okay.
If you are alone, or all of the group succumbs,
Gotcha.
it's hours, not minutes, or not rounds.
Okay.
And we don't even talk about it. I just say you wake up and this is where you are.
Gotcha.
You
Okay.
you don't know what
I
happened.
wasn't. That's what I was trying to
Sorry.
get.
Right.
Like didn't know if it was like.
Yeah,
they could
the
snap
base
out of-
cards are that's effectively that's what their presence is doing. It's snapping you out early. Okay.
Okay.
The guy, you check him over.
Mm-hmm.
He is dressed in a Bolivian army uniform. He has all the standard gear: shotgun, a hunting knife, handful of shells, etc. What's notable, however, is fairly quickly after you shoot him in the head, the skin falls off.
Ew.
Like the scales.
No,
Skin.
the body.
Like he's got
Shape.
scales and human
No.
skin.
Like skin is on top
The
of.
suit of skin
Yeah.
comes off of it.
Wearing a
It's a
clothing.
people suit.
Oh.
Yes. Okay.
Okay.
Skinwalker.
So now there's a
Underneath.
lizard man under the skin.
Yes.
Where was
Oh,
Thus
you
the
got
sanity
it.
check.
Yeah. Okay. Well, so I'm gonna start cleaning him off of the skin
Okay.
so we can get a better idea what the fuck this thing is.
It looks like a humanoid lizard snake type person.
Where was its
That's good.
tail?
Where's the other
Should roll.
bodies?
The other bodies are scattered around.
What kind of?
And nothing's happening with them.
Two other ones have similarly decomposed. From the looks of the bodies, they match the two soldiers that you guys had met earlier.
What kind of snake human? As in human head,
No,
snake
Soldiers
head.
that we had
Snake
met
tail.
earlier at the camp,
No
or
tail.
soldiers we
Okay.
had met
Okay.
earlier in the first battle.
soldiers you met in the camp. I handed out two pictures of the lieutenants.
To him. Yeah.
They the two of them matched those descriptions.
Those two.
So
Sergeant.
they're
Angulo
reptile-ish, and
and
so is
Lieutenant
the other
Rodriguez.
guy.
Yeah.
Correct.
Yeah.
And this one
That's
was the
unfortunate
one
for
you
that.
did not meet, Captain Lafuente.
Captain La Fuente is now headless.
Do any of them have whips?
No, none of them have whips. However, when you're checking his pockets, you do find this folded up within it.
The map.
And then as soon as I look at it and see weird symbols, I just hand it to him.
No, I got it first.
You can't
I'm
read.
not risking my standard check.
Are we sure this is him? All I see is a bunch of flesh on the floor.
You stretch the skin just the right way.
Is the guy down by the river still the same guy? And,
Yeah.
like he's still a human?
Yeah, all the rest of them appear to be human.
And
There's nothing
yeah,
unusual.
I don't like this.
It's nice that you can't see the eyes on any of the soldiers.
It looks like they have it
They all have
separated
black
into-
holes.
into quadrants.
No shit.
Right.
Wow, that's
And they're
fucking
looking-
clever.
That's his word.
That is clever.
Yeah.
That's the interesting thing
So
about this
we would be
campaign.
in that one.
Many of the details, there's layers upon layers.
Yeah, that's really easy to look past, but that is
What's that top
Oh
right?
no.
it's just skin.
Probably
There's no actual living.
They did. You know.
You okay?
So this is the river,
Yeah.
and this is
Oh,
the pin.
Christ.
Did you guys hear what he
That's
said
actually
What did he say?
on the pictures that he's been handing out? None of the
We can see
soldiers,
the eyes on all of them except him.
Well, that's
Well,
they're blacked out.
Oh.
All right.
Sleep well.
I'm
Whoever
gonna-
wants like glasses or
I'm gonna take the
something.
bodies
the old
Okay.
man vibes.
and toss them in the river.
All the bodies? Or just the snake people?
All but the lieutenants.
Okay.
Even the snake people. You guys, hey, I'm gonna throw the bodies in the river so they wash downriver. You guys okay with that?
As long as they don't hit the floor.
Did you already inspect them? The doctor's got eyes.
Okay.
Okay, now if we
Well,
ever
there
come
is.
across somebody without eyes on the picture, they're a snake person.
Shoot him!
Oh my gosh. Poor guy wasn't looking directly at the camera and he's got sunken eyes. Like, no, I just went, adios, mio.
Shoot him! Shoot him!
Can I see the map
Yeah, I'll
for a second? Thank you.
I'll keep the lieutenant's body for further examination, and
Okay.
the rest are going.
Okay. All right,
If
All their
it's
gear?
appropriate,
Mystic
Hey,
is librarian. You need to go to get some rest.
Is it?
Do they
That
all
was
have the
the way
typical
other one
shotgun,
went. The river
shells,
was on
hunting
the
knives?
side,
yeah,
the
all that
battlefield
stuff.
was over here.
Does anybody want any of their gear? Otherwise, I'm just going to throw it in the river.
No,
I
I won't want
I want to go back
to keep
to
one of the
sleep.
bodies though.
Okay.
Keep one of the
So,
bodies.
I've already got
with
this
the
covered.
realization that there are several of them
Let's
here,
compare them
I
now.
need everybody to give me another sanity check.
So
Sanity check.
Oh, I actually failed.
Okay.
it's like this.
Yep.
See how the
Okay. If you have failed,
oh wait, yeah, sanity.
Failed
You-
that too.
if you pass, you're fine. If you failed, you suffer D6 sanity minus what you suffered from the first discovery.
I rolled 6, so
What if we, like, super
Okay.
succeed?
It does, if you
Six,
super
but
succeed,
it's
you
just a
it does
six
anything.
okay.
I got
I've already-
9.
So
Alright.
you lost 6?
Yep.
Okay.
So
10 pounds in.
From
the other river
intelligence
goes
check.
like
the
your
first
fist.
discovery
Yeah.
of this evening.
No,
Okay.
when you shot him in the head.
Okay.
You lost a
Yeah.
couple of points
Yeah.
there.
Yeah, I did.
Towards here,
Okay.
we'd
You
be
succeeded? Okay.
approximately.
Here you go.
The next
So right here's where
Here.
your dad made the circle.
Yeah.
one. We're in the next one.
This right here.
So we would approximately be
Yeah.
around
So I've
here.
lost
One of these two
You said something earlier about.
Okay, so when he shot him in the head and revealed him to be reptile,
Yep.
everybody made a sanity check.
I succeeded.
So you didn't lose any at that
One
point.
more
No.
over here.
So in that case, there's no modifier for this. So if you just lost 6, then I need an intelligence check from you.
So we're probably about here.
As it dawns on you that
Okay.
the world has humanoid snake people,
I succeeded.
I keep this.
okay?
Yeah.
And because of your high intelligence, you realize the dangers that might present to the world. I.e., everybody who has no eyes might be a secret snake person.
Yeah.
Okay?
Well, that's
Enjoy
what
your
I think.
card.
That causes you to lose control for a few rounds while something sets in. Now, depending on what that is, you let me know what you end up doing. Right now, it might not be relevant. When you lose a point later on, like, say, in the middle of a combat or at the start of a combat, it might be highly important. Okay? Because it hits you again at that point.
Yeah.
Okay?
Is that fun one?
I'm gonna need you to roll a d10 and not tell me.
Well, that's just how many rounds it lasts.
I know.
That's irrelevant at this stage because there's no direct threat.
Well, like you said, if we get into another combat,
should
you
burn the
lose
card,
1
so-
point sanity. Boom, that's back.
Right.
Y'all gonna love this one.
We should burn the carcasses. Can't let these creep. I can't let
Stop
it.
calling me a carcass.
Can't
Okay.
let these teammates know.
So-
I'm alive.
That has thrown most of the bodies into the river.
Okay.
Left the one, so you have proof of horrible things. What would you guys care to do?
Go back to sleep. I'm exhausted.
Yeah, Mystic, you need to go to sleep too. You guys need to get some rest so you can get back.
Why?
Because you're still wounded.
I'm fine.
Are you still wounded?
Yeah, I'm fine though. It was my turn to take watch.
You're
More
wounded.
rain.
Someone. The nurse says get some goddamn rest. Okay?
Rest. We've had our film tonight.
We've had our fill. Get some rest.
No.
When you die tomorrow because of your 2 points shy of living, and all you could have done was take a little nap, you food.
I set up and go, can you guys shut up? I'm trying to sleep.
Pay attention.
Yeah.
This put up in
There
Spanish.
you
I'm
go.
gonna go walk over. And
She
start
knows.
the fire.
She knows Spanish. I think
Okay.
she doesn't help
You're
translate.
you're gonna stay up. The nurse will tell you to go to bed.
Yep.
Everybody else is getting some sleep, and the two of you are gonna stay up on watch, just arguing.
I'm gonna sleep.
Okay. So eventually,
Again,
she gives up. Yeah, you were already asleep. You're pretty well rested.
Stay on watch. It seems
Okay.
to be when people sleep
So
the best.
by morning, those of you who have gotten a decent amount of sleep, you heal 2 hit points.
I'm not gonna let the fire go out.
Okay. By morning, the fire is still nice and heavy. You're almost too warm, given the cold jungle air,
Yeah.
as the fire keeps getting fed most of the night.
At the fire.
In the morning, what would you care to do?
To be honest, it looks like
Take a better look at the body.
Okay.
Now that we have daylight.
Okay.
So.
It's a faded brown color at this point.
Mm-hmm.
Looks almost partially desiccated. Not much of the head left. Large hole in it. But otherwise, yeah, it quite definitely seems to be reptilian in form.
Okay, he didn't have anything in his pockets or anything like that.
Nothing other than the basic equipment.
Okay.
Do any of these symbols, now that it's daytime, look like anything that falls under that ancient language?
They seem related as far as origin. They don't specifically say anything.
Okay.
They seem to be like tally marks.
Places they've been, places they've searched, is my guess.
I know we should burn the body.
Yeah, I feel like they're looking for something for the central location. But I think we should go directly to the central location.
I agree. Throw the body in the river. Because if you burn it, you're going to make a smell. It's going to attract animals.
Or more.
Or more of these guys. Throw them in the river, they won't know where they got killed.
Yeah, but if it attracts animals, the animals will eat the other carcasses, and then we won't have to worry about them finding it.
But then that might not eat.
I'm
make
packing
people-
up,
they might
grabbing
like-
my whiskey and tobacco, and food.
Let's go in the river.
Oh.
Throw them in the river.
Okay.
So we need to go directly west from the Pillow location.
Okay, let's go.
Alright.
Is everybody okay for traveling?
Yeah.
I wouldn't mind taking an hour this morning and letting somebody
Bandage up your wounds.
Yeah.
Yeah, we can do that. We can
You
do
got
that.
time for
morphine?
that?
Yeah.
Okay.
You get some morphine.
What I was gonna say though was when we were creating characters, I got the talent of swapping 1 luck for 1 sanity.
Mhm.
1 for 1.
Mhm.
So I'm gonna
Burn
give
luck
up.
instead.
Yeah, I'm gonna burn 6 luck to get my sanity back up.
Okay. At that point, you don't have that drawback.
Oh really?
Yeah, that's how it works. Instead of burning your sanity, you can burn your luck.
Then never mind. I actually want to play this out.
Okay.
It's fun. Just a little cookie mixed up.
Let's go off the rails for a little bit.
Doesn't everybody? Okay, you want some healing?
Yeah, now I'm
I mean-
afraid.
I mean, that's my character all the time when he's drunk.
She pulled out her dice. I'm really good
You
at
need to be
healing.
bled. I've heard that bleeding works great.
Yay.
Cause the permanent effect.
You want
Yeah.
to roll this for yourself this
No,
time?
go ahead.
For the time being.
4.
Ooh.
Even after
Thank
the
you.
effect.
Thank you.
Here.
Uh-huh. Potentially. Okay. Once I see the card, I'll let you know.
No.
I don't see the card until after you get healed. Part of the fun of the game is the fact that the players don't know all the mechanics. So,
Onward!
okay. So you did some basic medicine in the morning. You tended to some of the wounds. And then the group, head
No,
west
that's-
into the jungle?
Yep, our navigators will lead us west,
Try to.
looking for the clearing.
Okay. Give me a navigation roll, navigators.
Such a good.
No!
Nope.
Flight of the Navigator.
We're great.
We have,
Ben.
we have
Okay.
30.
So you guys wander off into the jungle. I'm fairly certain you realize the 2 navigators are arguing. They're unsure which way navigating is taking them.
No,
You
we
think
need
you're
to go
go-
upriver.
Follow the compass.
No, we need to go
For some reason, the
upriver.
compass isn't really working very well, and there's no river for you guys to follow
Right,
heading
the
west.
jungle. She's still young.
So,
Is it the river of sweat running down my back?
thus the source of problem here.
See? I'm great at this.
Okay. It takes you a couple of days wandering through the jungle
Oh gosh.
of exhaustion, tiredness, and constant bugs biting at you before you finally come across what appears to be a large valley clearing area as described by the farmer. Okay. Looking out across it, it's nothing but grasses. Here and there, you see some wildlife.
Look at my class.
Yes.
Gone.
You said it's a valley?
It's a clearing in the jungle. I mean, the terrain here is fairly mountainous, anyways.
anything look out of place? Normal?
Just you guys.
I think it's us.
Well, I would like to just.
The librarian and the elderly guy with a cane walking through the jungle for days on end. Yes, those look out of place.
Are you
Yeah.
saying that tourists don't go to Bolivia where they get shot and hunted down by snake people?
None
Not
of
on
the
hikes
these
through
at
the
this level.
jungle.
I go back.
Don't do it now. Bolivia is one of the worst places in the world.
Etchings to see if I can find any clues
Okay.
as to anything additional here before we traipse down into the valley. Any have more of a position.
That valley is misleading. It's basically just a large clearing in the middle of the jungle.
Okay.
Okay. I mean, you can see the other side from here. Doesn't appear to be anything here.
I want to move towards the middle. I said it's got to be somewhere here in the middle, guys.
Okay.
And move towards the middle, find roughly that.
Okay.
And look for clues of any kind along the way for myself.
Perhaps it's here and we just can't see it yet.
Why do you speak in riddles?
That is not a riddle in this.
You guys spend.
Nothing about that. That's just plain English.
You guys spend maybe an hour or so searching the clearing. I mean, it's not a small clearing, but it's also there's nothing here.
Being in the middle, I feel like. Any of you guys got a shovel?
I
Thought I
agree.
did.
I agree. It's here. I just think that it's sealed away.
Sealed away.
I do not.
Everything's unsealable.
I don't know. Shut
You can
I
maybe
don't
all
think we
lock
should
and
unseal it.
Isn't there a shovel in the
Items list.
Adventurers pack or whatever? I thought a collapsible
It doesn't
shovel.
specify
Shadow.
within
Can I
the
see if my
archaeologist's
archaeologist
pack.
check? Yeah,
That's
would have it.
Sure.
I'm gonna roll a luck to see if I might have packed a shovel.
Okay.
There's a mechanics tools,
Sure.
lock
You guys got
pick
shovel?
set,
I packed a
infantry tools.
okay. If you wouldn't
There you
mind, like, okay, I'll
Ah,
take it.
okay, no, I'll take it back.
Why are we digging?
I'm not digging. I'm just hitting it in the ground to see if we hit something hard that's not the soft layer of dirt on top. I'll take time to do that.
Yeah, you guys test the ground. I mean, it's soil. There's nothing else of note here.
I have the
Put my shovel back away.
Well,
Go punch tree. See what you can
little punch.
Skunk
thing.
spider monkey.
Yeah.
On the job.
All right.
We're in the clear.
Well,
I think
There
the-
are no trees.
the last thing can only be interacted with by fire. So maybe if we burn the air around here, we can
What was the
reveal it.
Oh.
The creature.
I'm going to go ahead and go back to the tree
It
line
can only be touched
and
by fire.
get up high, see if there's any markings that you could see from higher up in the clearing.
No, I mean there's not like a big X carved in the grass or anything like that.
Yeah.
Just a cattle.
I clean off the end of the conch shell because I know who blew on it last
Yes.
first, and then I attempt to blow it from both ends to tell see if something happens.
Nothing
happens.
Nope.
All right, put it back in our bag and go back.
Nothing up here.
We're assuming we're even in the right spot.
Well, I
It's a
mean,
big jungle.
one
Yeah.
large open circular clearing.
In the middle of a jungle's
Yeah.
odd.
Well, if you want to try to like blow fire into the air or something, I don't know how you would do that, but
We'll go ahead and try and climb up even
Didn't you try to
higher.
do that with a torch?
And
You're at the top. They
Okay.
doesn't get much higher.
If there's nothing in the clearing, they're going to take a look around, see if there's any surroundings from up there.
There's lots of surroundings. It's all jungle.
Talking about notable surroundings, like landmarks.
No, it's all jungle.
Okay.
do you?
Yep.
See
So
trees.
it looks like they have already searched these areas, even the interior where we're at.
From
Straight north of us, there are a few that may actually.
Somebody's belly. They're hungry.
My stomach pains me. I got the jungle trots.
Spider monkey!
If we go straight north and then start working our way around, maybe we could intercept whatever they were looking for. Because maybe there's more pieces to this shell thing at the location.
Taking you up.
Because those bodies didn't have anything on them
Nope.
that was similar to this metal. So
Nope.
Okay, let's go straight north. I mean, unless you guys want to try to spend the night here, in the middle of the jungle, in some strange.
In a wide open area.
Yeah. Okay. Well then,
Go ahead north.
let's go north.
Should we navigate again?
Let's see if we can navigate
I'll
later.
take the map out for you this time.
Most of the day you travel north.
Ben,
Oh,
No.
no.
Nav-
39.
the
Hang on,
navigator's
no, I'm
really
gonna
not
use
very
luck.
good.
I'm gonna use
So
luck.
by the
Luck.
okay, fine.
10. I used 10 points.
A couple of hours later, you head north. You come upon another one of these 15-yard stones. Seems completely undisturbed. There's no sign of offerings or anything like that. It's in between a couple of old trees and fairly hidden from the weather, covered with debris and branches and things like that.
I want to attempt to clean it up.
Okay.
I want to
You
get
succeed.
I want to get a full view of it. Nothing looks different from the other ones.
Other than it's not broken open, yes.
I'm looking for.
Are trees nearby?
It's in the middle of the jungle.
So on the other one, I knew around it where the stairs would have been, like in the last one, because we dropped down where the break was. So from there, I could have seen where the stairs, what direction. Does that make sense? So the orientation.
You know the stairs come up to the surface,
Correct.
assuming it's the same design.
Right.
Where specifically on the stone, you have no reference.
Gotcha. Okay. Well, I will.
Anybody have an axe?
Let me.
Why are
I
we
have
going to wake a
mechanics
sleeping
tools.
god?
Would that be in there?
Somebody roll see if
Yeah, let me.
While they're doing that, I'm
Oh
gonna.
my god, I do have an axe.
I do have an axe also.
Okay.
Sure,
Yeah,
two
that's
axes.
a small
Are
camping
we
axe.
dropping a tree on
That's
this?
exactly what I was going to do.
I also have an axe.
All right,
You're gonna
lumberjack.
drop a tree on this thing and break it?
Yeah.
On the cover?
Yeah,
We-
that was the plan.
We know how to stop what's inside.
We don't have a
What was in the last one,
flamethrower.
right?
Yeah, we don't have a flamethrower this time.
Oh, that's a fair point.
But you said,
No.
but we set the tree on fire as it goes in.
Set the tree on fire.
Anybody got any things that go boom anymore?
I'm
I
almost
got a
out.
couple grenades left.
I'm
I
almost
got
out.
dynamite.
I'm fine with setting the ground fire.
Okay.
I'm almost out booze. Get low on booze.
All right. Well,
I mean, what? Okay, what's the point of us looking for these things if we're not going to
We're
get
gonna
into
set
it?
a whole fucking tree on fire with a lighter.
I
No,
don't.
I'm not. That's not going
In the rainforest, you're not going to set a tree on fire
Right.
Yeah.
without said flamethrower.
I'm just going to start.
The monkey did it.
it's a valuable.
The flaming monkey did it.
Okay.
I'm going to try to chop it to the point where it falls on the.
Okay.
Sure.
So the two of you work at one of the large trees without much difficulty. You cut into it, and after 15 minutes or so, you cut through the trunks enough that it starts to collapse. Falls over in the direction of the hole, and with a loud crash, it hits it, covering it with debris and so forth. You hear what sounds like a cracking sound coming from the top of the thing, as the tree presumably did something. Followed in the distance by what sounds like an earthquake, a low rumble that comes across the jungle. Momentarily, you see birds and wildlife taking off from
All
the canopy,
leaving.
From which direction?
all around.
Like it's
They're
all
leaving.
Yeah,
We
like
broke
they're
the
taking
last
off.
seal.
Okay,
You
and then
done did it
and then it
now.
all goes quiet.
Yep. I back up, and back up.
Shotgun out. I walk up to the stone.
Mhm.
Look at the
back
stone.
Yeah, looking under the debris. I mean, it's buried under the tree and everything, but yeah, there's definitely a section of it broken open.
Why are we trying to wake a sleeping god?
Why the hell are we in the jungle?
Yeah, that's a good question.
We're looking for the mummy. There's a mummy in one of these, according to the text.
And even if we have to kill the monster, then we go down the tunnel and we get more information out of the next one. So
Yes, but we don't have anything.
We're not equipped to kill the
We
monster.
might have just
We don't-
released it.
We don't have anything to kill said monster.
yeah, but do you honestly think we're gonna
I'm
get?
long range away.
We're
I
gonna
mean,
keep
like
getting hit by the same monster.
watching range.
Yeah, I'm
You're at
back
distance
now.
watching the hole.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, Thad's over by it with a shotgun pointing down.
I'm
the hole.
moving out.
Okay.
Do you want to join us out here?
Grabbing a stick,
Okay.
lighting it
No,
on
I'm alright.
fire. And... Can we drop it? Let's just drop it down the hole.
Yeah, go ahead.
What is that?
Okay.
A stick, a lit on fire.
Yeah,
Ah, okay.
it goes out fairly quickly because it's a stick, but otherwise it falls into the hole. Disappears down the shaft. Looks very similar to the previous one.
Same floating staircase.
Yes.
How far away from the steps are we this time?
5 feet.
So you can just hop in.
Yeah, you can hop in easily.
You gonna run down the hole? See if there's anybody down?
You're gonna run down the 1,000-foot deep hole,
Yes, why not?
I'm going to
running for an hour.
Dog.
I'm gonna pull out that shell and I'm gonna blow the end of it, even if there's no noise. Maybe it's like a dog whistle.
Yeah, maybe.
Ooh.
Okay.
You know,
Alright.
if blowing the shell makes you happy, that's what you should do.
Right.
Got it.
When did
Did I tell you my middle name was Shell?
It's
Doesn't seem to have any reaction.
My middle name is Michelle.
But
Okay.
I have keen hearing. Do I hear anything down, or any noise coming from the area where the broken lid is?
In the distance, you hear a faint clattering sound.
It could be just rocks falling and shit like that.
or this stick I just dropped down the hole?
Could be that too. Falling 1,000 feet. Probably take
yeah.
Okay, so we don't. There's nothing else going down the tunnel.
Now, currently, it's an empty tunnel. Leads straight down into the darkness.
Climb the closest tree and don't look out towards me.
Okay, who's going to the tunnel with
Why
me?
don't you climb a tree? I'm
That's
tired of climbing trees.
Come on,
What if I'm 70 years old?
Talking
The
about
story,
gravity.
you're the one who can read it.
Okay,
You come down the
Grandpa.
tunnel too.
Well, once you guys have got it clear, absolutely.
Soldier, you want to go down the tunnel?
I mean, you wimps.
I'm gonna go.
The
Yeah.
unlucky soldier. Send him first.
I'll go with them.
Great option.
Okay. Yeah, the nurse will they'll patch you up.
I hop in, shotgun in hand.
Okay.
Oh god, what's that?
Anybody got a torch?
Nope. We use all of our torches.
I thought we had lanterns.
No, he rolled and didn't have plan.
I'm gonna grab a rather large stick wrapped in cloth and try
I don't
to
know where the
fashion
torches are.
Did he
a
make it?
temporary torch.
He's trying to make it.
You can make a short-term torch. It's not going to
Yeah.
last long.
That's fine.
So we're gonna get halfway down and then be in the dark.
You can have a torch. I don't know how long it's gonna last you for down there, but
Thank you.
The two of you are going down alone?
Yep.
Why are we all not going?
I'll go.
Because they're scared.
Nobody wants to.
Maybe there's only one defender for all of them, and it like shadowed through the walls and stuff. So maybe one. There's just one. Okay, I got you. I'm with you. I'll follow him down. I need to see if it's the same writing at the bottom.
I'll follow as well.
I mean, I can't read that shit. So,
bitch.
Go all the way down.
Huh?
yeah,
It was the same.
yeah. Could be completely different. I have no idea. I took some sketches.
Seriously, but
I won't go down there.
in the tunnel, what are you gonna do if you run into the same thing?
kill it.
With
It would have came
Fire.
out.
What?
It would have came out.
Fire.
fire? Where
Spend years of playing with you. I know.
where
don't
are
use
you gonna
peer
come up
pressure.
with fire?
There's no. If you don't want to go down the hole, we're not talking about it. So.
Yeah.
Do you have any alcohol left?
No.
You got
No.
gasoline.
No, he-
I don't think.
Wait,
No,
what
we
whole
left.
thing of
We
gasoline?
left the donkey back at. It's the donkey now.
If you're not gonna follow us into the hole, can you climb up one of the trees and check out the center? See if the
I didn't want to leave the.
Aren't we like?
I didn't know we left the donkey.
If a giant tower rose from the center of a clearing out in the middle of the jungle,
Why would
we
the giant
see it.
tower?
If
Right
all,
now?
all the seals get open, maybe it unseals the tower.
We're just.
Do you still have the
We're
batteries?
just making this shit up.
Can we
as
make a
go.
lightning rod?
Climbing trees is what you can contribute. You can do that.
A
I
taser?
literally have a 40 climb.
It
Not
doesn't
that
matter.
good. But sure, I'll climb a tall tree, see if there's a tower that emerged.
Probably
Okay.
changes happen.
I'll take a torch. I'm not gonna light it.
Okay.
I have matches.
Okay.
Right. I'm
Go
gonna
as
put
far
'em-
as you can.
I'm gonna put them here, right? Yeah, and I'm gonna go as far as I can down,
Okay.
right? And once it gets to the point where I'm like, fuck, I can't see shit anymore, then I will light the torch.
Walking on that cantilever stair down into the darkness. It's almost dark enough.
I mean,
Wait, I was concerned it's 40.
I mean, really, if you lean against the wall,
yeah,
you know the design.
I'm not
so-
concerned about it. I'm just, I would be very nervous myself doing
I'm
that.
not saying
Yes.
I mean,
I'm
just
fucking
make sure
taking my
there's a
time.
step there
Yeah, exactly.
before you step.
Oh.
Like if I'm gonna die, I'm gonna
Okay.
go whole
So
glass
you're going
Yeah.
down.
to finish
Well,
myself.
you're going down. You're going down. The nurse is going. You're staying upstairs while he climbs a tree.
Yeah.
If I fall, it'll catch me.
Okay.
Oh, yeah, same concept.
Well, I'm checking my whiskey.
So, a couple of things happen. You guys are heading downstairs. You get several rotations down. It's just starting to get dark. You smell a similar rot smell from below.
I turn around.
Okay. You see while you're up in the tree.
Oh, fuck.
Okay. Back in the distance where you came from, you see the edges. You can make out the clearing.
Yeah.
You can't
There's
see
no
it very
trees.
clearly.
Yeah.
It's too tall. There's no sign of a tower per se. At least
Yeah.
not up above the treetops.
Just seeing if anything appeared.
No.
The psychic.
No, it's a jungle.
Something might have appeared.
Dude, we're in a magic universe. Anything is possible. We know there's
I'm
supposed to
talking
be a
about in
tower
game.
there.
I'm saying in game. I know very much out game that a tower could easily just pop out of nowhere.
So the soldiers turned around and started heading back up the stairs.
Where we going? Where we going back for?
Do you not smell it? It's the same smell that monster had.
I've been sweating in the jungle for days now. I'm really sorry.
He's got nose blind.
All right, I turn around and I'm
Yeah.
hobbling up the stairs as fast as my old man will.
Oh,
Yep.
I'm tired.
My
You're
knee,
gonna have to hold them off.
my back. I need New Balance. Ow.
There's nothing wrong with New Balance.
I know. 9% here. Yeah, I'm with you.
He seems to be purposefully going slow so that you have to deal with the creature.
Been going for about a week.
Hold it off. I hurt. Get
I'm
off
gonna
my
stop.
lawn.
I'm gonna let him go ahead of me, and
How
I'm just
long
gonna sit
We've
there
been
and
going for
listen.
like about
Okay.
a week.
And
You hear a distinctive hissing sound or gurgling sound coming from below that seems to be getting steadily louder.
oh, I start picking up the pace back up.
Now, you can
80
outpace
ounces
them if
of
you wish.
whiskey left.
I'll
Huh?
help him.
I have
up
80
the
ounces
stairs
of whiskey
Okay.
left.
Oh my gosh.
About a lot.
I can
You
move
better
it
ration
fast.
yourself
Yeah.
then.
I need the day.
48 ounces gone.
I'm gonna.
Or learn how to
I am
distill
slower
some.
than normal.
I got a hold of him, and I'm trying to help him up.
Okay.
I feel like he's helping me off the ledge.
I'm
Yeah, it's sort of like that. I mean, admittedly, that would be a faster way of doing it. Is just shove them off and you go.
Take your get your
Did you
scraping.
guys light the torch?
No,
Can you
not
see
yet.
what's going on
Not yet.
over
I don't want
No,
to
it's
waste it.
it's,
We can
it's
smell it here.
completely dark.
As soon as we
nearly
started to get to the point where we were thinking about turning it on, is when I smelled the monster. So potential monster.
Okay, so you guys go up with a constant fear of something approaching from below you in the dark that you can't see, while you're struggling
I've
to
had
get
that
him to
fucking
go.
nightmare before.
Yeah, while you're struggling to get him to go just a little bit faster, as you guys push up the stairs, managing to get up out of the top of the shaft before anything seems to appear.
How many spare rounds does everybody have? If you have any spare shotgun shells or anything, dump them on the crate and we can shoot the shotgun shells when it arrives. When it dumps it. Maybe we can trigger the gunpowder and nuke it. I don't know how that would work, but I'm just hoping.
You better light that tree on fire.
Yeah, I agree.
That tree that you were going to light on fire. Now's the time to light it on fire.
It's a wet tree of jungle.
No.
Yeah.
I don't know.
6.5
I've seen
glasses
very
of whiskey.
rise.
He's got 6.5 flasks of whiskey. That'll work.
He has 6.5 flasks. They're all empty at this point.
I get some distance back. I want to see if this thing like
Comes out.
comes all the way out, or,
Yeah,
or
that's a
if
good
it's
idea.
stuck inside the thing. So let's back up.
Yeah, I'm gonna back up to like.
Okay.
This
You guys
I'm
get
in
some
watching
distance?
distance if I can get that far.
Sure.
Okay.
Yeah, you get a good distance away.
Are you in the watching distance? Or
I'm out in the watching
Okay.
out where.
Were
Yeah.
we in this
there.
range bracket when it attacked us last time?
No,
or
we
were
were
we
in this one.
You're in the center.
All right, I'm gonna stay now.
Okay, so that's ranged but engaged versus the outer ring is ranged and observing but can't really engage.
Okay.
Okay. So all of you scatter in different directions and head out long range.
Yeah, of course.
Except for the soldier who just moves back.
Yeah.
Keeps his shotgun ready in case he gets eaten. A minute or so goes by. All's quiet. You notice that the sounds of wildlife dissipate, and there's nothing around. And then you see some rustling in the tree that's laying on top of it.
do we all see that, or just him?
Just him. He's close.
I have enough.
Okay. I light the match, light the
Okay.
torch, and I'm just standing there.
Okay.
Just.
You light the torch up?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
And I'm just looking around at everybody like,
Yeah, they're all a good safe distance away.
that's fine. I start pointing.
As he lights the torch. Everybody keeping their distance.
Yes.
Soldier can dig it.
Yeah. Flamethrower the last one.
Okay.
Okay, one now.
Few seconds go by, and then you start to see some black smoke starting to curl out from the tree
Mm-hmm.
as the creature or a creature reappears in the center, letting out a low roar. And then emerges from the darkness and shadow and then starts rolling towards you, sort of like a snowball with tentacles in black shadow. Okay? Each of you that are all paying careful attention,
Yes.
give me another sanity check as you see this creature.
Even me?
Mhm.
Nope.
Okay, so formless spawn. With
Did you
the
do that?
encounter
Oh,
with
good.
strange entities, what does that mean exactly?
That means you, however many points you have,
Yeah.
is how many you have suffered from that type of creature. Within the scenario, every creature has a maximum sanity loss. Okay, once you reach that, doesn't matter how many times you run into the same creature in the scenario, you cannot lose more.
Oh, I already lost all that. That's fine.
Well, you lost 6. That's not as max.
You can lose 4 more.
Oh, okay.
You don't know
Right.
what their maxes are.
You don't necessarily know what their maximum
Oh, I thought
is.
you said it
Oh,
was 10.
yeah, you said it was 10 last time.
In this particular case, most creatures you won't necessarily
Oh, okay.
know. Okay, so what you do is like you guys spot the other creature is the serpent folk.
Okay.
Okay, the snake guy. You lost 3 points, and then I think some people lost 6.
Yeah.
Okay, write down that serpent folk. You've lost 6. You run into another serpent folk. You can't lose any more unless it's more than 6. Okay, but once you reach that maximum, doesn't matter how many times you run into them. For that scenario, you're done. They can't scare you anymore. Okay.
Yeah, I understand. That's cool. Okay. So yeah, you're right. I had -6.
I mean, otherwise, you run into 10 different encounters with zombies, and everybody's totally insane.
Right.
After a while, you become immune to them.
I
Okay,
I failed.
I
Okay.
failed.
Okay.
Fail.
Okay. If you succeed, you lose 1 point of sanity, unless you're already at the 10. Okay. If you failed, you roll d10. That's how much you'd lose, up to a maximum total of 10.
Okay.
Okay.
And you said you only get a penalty card or
A card.
if
If you
get
lose
to a-
5 at a given time, you make a sanity check, or if you reach your threshold number,
Getting close.
then you automatically get one.
And your
Now-
threshold is where it says insane, right?
I rolled
Yes.
a 6.
Okay.
So I'm
So
gonna
Okay.
get another card.
So you're going to make an intelligence check to see if you recognize the danger.
I failed my intelligence. No, I succeeded. No, sorry.
You rolled
I
less than
forgot it works-
intelligence.
I forgot it works the other way.
Okay. So you passed your intelligence check, which means you realize, oh my god, not only is this bad because these things exist in the world, but there's more than one in existence. Thus, you gain another fun thing. Because you already had a condition, and you gained 1 or more sanity points, the prior condition kicks in as well.
So this
No,
is the same thing, the formless spawn.
It certainly seems like it, yes.
Okay.
So
Okay.
if I took
We are
5 the last
Because
time,
we don't have any
and
fire.
I passed this time. But say I took 1,
Uh-huh.
does that count as 6?
Yes,
from-
then you've
okay.
earned a total of 6.
Got it. So you're totaling whatever you earned from them
Right.
to whatever your max is.
Right.
Okay.
Okay.
I'm just not sure how to execute this one.
Okay.
Just turns and punches
Be
back in
creative.
the face.
In real life,
Yeah.
This card says I need a flamethrower and to target Thad.
Okay.
How do I do that?
Water burn me.
Okay, so the creature comes out of the pit and the tree and everything. What would you guys like to do? Thad?
I would like to grab Thad's character and look deep into his eyes. You And they're so lovely.
So you're gonna run towards that?
I proceed to run around to everybody and look deep into their eyes
Okay.
to make sure that they're not Slither people.
They could be.
It could be snake.
I love that I drew that card. I was like, we just had this conversation.
Who else?
I'm gonna I'm gonna wait in my range bracket, pulling out my.
Seriously?
So
Okay.
there's. Did you say there's a box of shotgun shells sitting?
No.
Because
That was his idea, but nobody did anything with it.
I don't have any explosives.
So this is your other card. Are you gonna roleplay this with everybody? 'Cause I kind of want to wait till Jen.
Do this to everyone.
So I'm going to use my. I'm going to use my action to move forward into the next range. And I'm going to start shouting out my interpretation of what was on that protected stone.
Normally, I'd be very.
Okay,
Just
just
the
start
words
throwing out
that I
words,
could
really.
find, just the best I could decipher.
Public.
Okay.
To see if it affected out.
Just like
Okay.
fighting the monster.
Jen and Ben, what are you doing?
I'm not shooting it. My bullets do nothing to it.
You're just watching?
Mm-hmm.
See how fast
Yeah.
it's dead?
Mm-hmm.
And you said you're going to move where?
I'm waiting in the same bracket, but I'm pulling out my Mauser.
Okay, so you're going to shoot with a pistol? Okay, so the creature surges forward. Coming out of the tree, it's small. Maybe the size of a large dog or whatever. As it rolls forward, it seems to double, quadruple, multiply by 8 in size, and becomes easily that big as it gets to you. It seems to have the ability to change its shape or its form, thus formless spawn, as it comes forward.
So you move
Okay,
him-
so it
him-
moves into him, up to him, and then lashes out at you as you see the nurse running to your assistance.
Is that what I'm doing?
Yes, yes.
All right.
Do you want to try to dodge or fight back?
I'll fight back.
Okay. It rolls and gets a failure. So all you got to do is succeed.
I wish we lured
I
some of
succeeded.
these guys
Okay.
to their.
Then roll d6 for the flame.
2.
2 points. Okay. You burn one of its tentacles as it reaches for you. What would you guys like to do? It's now right on top of you.
I'm gonna swing it again.
Okay.
You can do that.
Success.
Okay. Another d6.
1 point.
Okay.
I'll start.
It's okay.
I moved in. I moved in.
The nurse comes running up and it was like fawning over you.
The next stage.
You're making it very hard.
Yeah.
Swerve this.
Are you going in?
Do the same tactic I did prior, where I put it inside the shadow of fire.
Your Mauser?
Yeah.
So you're going to fire a pistol inside it?
Not quite.
I'm gonna fire the pistol 3 times.
Okay. So you run up there, you fire your pistol, go ahead and mark off 3 shots. It doesn't have enough effect on it. The bullets pass through without any significant effect.
Do what I'm yelling doesn't seem to affect you at all.
Seems to either ignore it or not affect it.
Gotcha. I will pull the conch shell out of my bag
Okay.
and yell, "Is this what you want?"
Okay.
And see if it draws its attention as well.
Okay. That also seems to have no effect.
Wow, that's. Thank.
It's useless.
Ben and Jen,
I will stay on the outskirts and move.
just move around some.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And you're otherwise distracted.
I'll try. I'll start moving over there, I guess, with my lighter in my hand
Your lighter.
and my flask.
Okay.
Firebomb.
We don't.
Okay.
I don't think we need to stay.
We don't. I'm wondering why they're fighting it.
Okay. It lashes out at you.
Mhm.
I assume you're gonna try to fight back.
Yep.
Okay.
They're killing us.
We can run.
Okay.
No, we
Well,
can't.
it hits you.
Okay.
And
Makes me wonder if it's got a set location. It's got to stay in this bag. Because
Yeah.
the other one.
That's
went
why
back
I tried
into
to-
the.
Yeah.
does 4 points to you.
Okay.
Lashes at you a second time.
Do I roll again?
Yep.
I succeeded.
Okay. It succeeded with a hard success.
Then I will spend 3 points to also do the same thing. If we tie,
If you tie on a fight back, it doesn't do anything. You have to beat it as far as the success level.
okay, then
Yeah. Don't spend the points. Okay. It does 8 points that time.
Okay.
I do.
Okay.
Didn't you say there's a threshold on like half your hit points or something?
I was incorrect on the pulp level. Those don't apply. You don't
Okay.
take any major wounds as characters.
Okay.
Okay. What would you guys like to do?
gonna fight
Moving towards it
Are you
again.
going to fight it?
Mhm.
Okay. It doesn't seem to be trying to defend
Right.
itself against you.
Missed.
Okay.
Moving forward. I doubt I can get to it for now.
Sure. I'm fine.
Can I?
I'm fine with you getting up
I
to
mean,
it.
it's not trying to fight back.
No, it's completely ignoring your strikes. You're doing damage to it. It doesn't seem to be consciously aware of the fact that you're striking it. It's
so
not making
do
it.
and outside of a fumble, do I just automatically hit it?
It's moving around.
Okay.
It's not dodging, and it's not fighting back to hit you.
The dice have determined I'm going to die. So.
Okay.
Okay.
Can
Can I move over to Jen now?
Sure.
Now
Now that you say you're going to die, she gives up on you.
so
Okay.
can
Now be prepared for the role play.
I'm guessing.
Don't worry.
What were the rest of you like feeling?
I'd like
back
to.
away from the creature while
Okay.
wrapping my club in cloth.
Okay.
I'd like to do another mythos check and see if I can find any additional information about this. I couldn't on the
Okay.
last battle. But
Sure.
in this one, I can't do anything else. So,
Okay.
let's see.
At 0 points, or you're dead,
I
or
take
As heroes, you're unconscious
okay.
burn 30 points of luck.
unless you take all of your hit points level
No.
in one hit.
And I can't, like, each round keep rolling that
No.
same mythos. So once I.
Unless you have some other reason of what
Yeah.
you're looking for.
It does something else that makes it fun. I know. Yo, we can't just leave. And I take off to the north.
Past the thing.
No.
You guys came from the south.
So I want to go north of the hole. So if it went out to the, well, that is.
It
the
can't.
north end, Yeah.
We'll assume he ran.
I
He
know.
was off to the south in the direction of the clearing where you guys had come from.
Okay. I'll go. I mean, I'm gonna go either that, or I'm gonna go around and go to the north, like leaving the overall circle.
You're trying to get out of here.
Right.
Okay. So he runs off into the jungle. Anybody else?
If I can, I'm going to get up. I'm guessing getting up to will take my full action.
Okay. And anybody else? There's-
I missed on this turn.
Yeah.
Okay.
Nurse seems to be distracting you.
I'm gonna try and throw another dynamite stick.
Okay. Now you know Thad is right next to it.
And now it's Ben as well.
Yeah. And Ben just ran up, and he just
Okay,
barely
then I
stepped
won't do
away.
No, do it! It'll be so much fun!
Catch!
That catches it. Ah.
Okay.
So
It's like playing hunt with Andy.
I don't
all
know.
over.
I
Yeah,
don't even
no
know how
shit.
big it is. I have.
Right now it's about 15 feet across.
Oh, never mind. That won't work either. Just say he's got alcohol. He's got a torch. I got a wool blanket.
Warm it to death.
Catch it on fire.
Yeah.
Wool blanket for
I
sure.
mean, you can certainly throw the dynamite, but there's other people nearby.
We need Molotovs.
Okay. So it lashes out at you. Ben,
Mhm.
you're gonna fight it again.
Yeah, let's see. What's my dodge? No, I'm gonna try to dodge it.
Okay. So that you just have
What
to
was
tie
I
it
gonna
success.
Yeah, I'm just trying to dodge.
What would it be?
Jesus Christ, Dad.
99.
You
can
can
look for
Okay.
wolves.
So, you could. It's not really practical in combat wise.
I like we got this.
To stop you
Perfect.
from getting a critical failure.
Well, what's your dodge skill?
That's 72.
Then he only fails on a
He said he
fumble
took
on a
it.
100.
Maybe they were all the.
Okay. So it misses.
I-
It misses you
Okay.
because it failed on its attack,
Yeah.
and then strikes at you a second time.
That is 4 90 pluses in a row. 4.
Good thing is it rolled a high number as well. So, what would you guys like to do? That seems to be just barely holding it off. It seems to be distracted somewhat by all the other people.
With my
around it.
lighter lit, I'm going to get a big gulp of whiskey and attempt to just full on.
Spit
Fi-
on it.
Yes!
Okay. So you spit whiskey at it?
As he's
Through
holding
the
his-
fire.
As he's holding his lighter.
If
He's trying to-
possible.
Sure. Give me a brawl check. Give me a luck check.
Can't blame him.
Okay.
Cool.
Fail.
Fail? Okay. So you spit out the whiskey.
Yeah.
You're too used to swallowing it rather than spitting it out.
He's blinking it
Fair.
off.
Fair.
And that used up the last of your whiskey.
No.
Yeah.
I still have 80 ounces.
And you've been out here for like
A
5
week.
days in the
Yeah.
jungle drinking nothing but whiskey.
I'm gonna
Bef-
light up the cloth on my
Okay.
club.
You have a makeshift torch at this point. Okay. We're
before
running.
I leave, because I figure I had to get across to the other side before I leave the entire convent. I think it's tethered to this location, and I go north.
Okay. Dan, you got anything?
Listens to the guy that can read.
Okay. It lashes out that again.
I'm gonna.
Move away. That's what you're gonna do. Move away.
Dodge or fight back?
Dodge.
Two Robin
Dodge.
going.
Okay.
Wow, that would have been nice and roll master.
So you block its strike, and then it strikes at you a second time. And it gets a hard success.
Dodge 37.
Well, it's
I
cold.
need 11
For hard.
for a hard. I'll spend 11 points of luck.
Okay. You burn a lot more luck as you dodge a second strike.
There's no downside to running out of luck, right? Other than you're pretty
You
much
have no luck.
All the encounters, you're the dick that gets smashed in every
Yeah.
encounter.
Running out of luck is bad.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right.
I just like there's
My
no
turn?
reason to kill.
The group's turn.
Okay, I'm gonna.
Run. I'm running.
You take off.
Yes. North with Andy.
You're gonna. The
I'm
big
gonna
game
run.
hunter says time to run.
I'm gonna run.
Let's
Okay.
go.
But you, William.
I'm sticking with the group. If the thing chases, then we're fighting it.
What's the worst that's gonna happen?
Yeah,
Chases
I have
you?
whiskey.
And then we still have to
Okay.
fight it?
So are
So
you?
I'm staying in line with these two as the flank.
Okay. So you take off with them. Okay. You guys take off, diving into the jungle. You go a minute or so into the jungle. No sign of a creature apparently pursuing you. At least it's not right on top of you.
Okay.
Okay.
I'm gonna stop and give myself first aid.
Okay.
Didn't we feel earthquake at the start?
I succeeded. So
Okay.
how many?
D4.
D4.
It takes maybe 10 or 15 minutes before you guys can regroup and find each other, since people went in several different locations and directions.
You hear me drink?
Yes, the librarian is really huffing and puffing. It's been a long time since he's been back in the air conditioning of the library.
Oh, am I
probably
okay
still
now?
be
Or am I
transferring.
still?
After a few rounds, you recover automatically.
Okay.
So, yeah, it's fine. But then, again, if you suffer a point of insanity, both effects come back.
When I find her,
Mhm.
I'm gonna be like, "Can you do something? I am beat the shit."
Okay, I'm gonna start by doing the luck sanity swap. As much fun as those cards were to play out the first time, I don't want to do that.
Okay, well,
So-
the trick is you got to spend it when you take the sanity loss.
Oh,
It's not a healing effect. It's when you fail a sanity roll, you can say, okay, I'm going to burn luck in this case instead of sanity. You follow?
all right. So I'm stuck with these guys.
At this point, yes. But the next time, if I say, okay, you take 1 point of sanity, rather than take the 1 point, burn a point of luck,
Mhm.
and then you didn't gain sanity, so they don't kick in again.
No, okay.
Um,
But yes, now that I'm okay,
Okay, so you can take an hour and do medicine. He's already done first aid.
I'd like to sit with you and do first aid, even though I ran away.
Yeah, like I said, 15 minutes or so later, you guys all regroup.
Or not first aid.
so we broke
okay, go
we
ahead.
broke the seal on this one and caused an earthquake. Presumably, to break all the
Succeeded.
seals in the tower will
Roll
reveal.
another d4.
Do we want to do that?
I mean,
Points.
to get them. Yeah.
You didn't do first aid on yourself yet, right?
No.
Okay, so I can do both.
I think maybe we should contact
Roll a
the
d4 twice.
the company.
Go to it. One more. One.
I just yep so poorly in games.
One.
The
Bonus.
game is very hot and cold.
Anybody
as far
else
as
want
it
the
goes.
spoons
There's,
on that one?
there's not a whole lot of delineation between it.
If I had run average on that would have played out completely different. Just average.
I think we should contact the company, explain that if we open all the seals and recover whatever this is, we're going to awaken a sleeping god.
Well, that's what we told them. That this isn't a sleeping god. That there's a tower with a sleeping god. That's what they know.
God's awake for you.
Are you gonna keep playing for a while?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm gonna make another
But,
sandwich.
hey, good tell.
Okay.
Yeah, let me know what time we need to stop as far as schedule and everything. I'm fine with that. But yeah, the intent was let's see how far we can get. If we need to have a part 2, then we can do that.
So do we need to? I mean, breaking the 5 open.
How many?
There's 2 open.
How many seals are left?
3. Oh, there's just sectors on that. On the map, he gave us 5 that they do. So, in all reality, we've got 3 more to break open. And we don't even have to hang around. We just break them open and leave. Because apparently these things don't pursue. They just hang out near their thing because their job is to protect that. I mean, unless, of course, we can figure out how to open them the correct way, which I'm assuming would probably disarm the creature at the bottom.
I don't know. I'm not feeling that there's a correct way.
You gotta pull your left ear twice. But yeah, I think we need to open them all. They all need to be open so we can find or open the central tower. Because I gotta find a mummy. Because they're not coming back to get us until we find a mummy.
Okay, so we're out in the jungle. What time
Yeah.
is it? How late is it? Dark? I don't
Later
remember.
in the afternoon, I think at this point, you guys went to the
So at
clearing
this
and then
point,
went
we
north.
could literally just go bust open all of them and run away. These
Right.
creatures aren't gonna.
Yeah, we're not gonna fight any of them. Just break them
If
open.
that's fundamental what your plan is, sure.
Yeah. I mean, anybody else wanna argue that up?
Well, the last one, the
Breaking
first
them.
one was already busted when we showed up,
Right.
and the creature just crawled back down there and waited for
And
someone
waited.
else to show
Right.
up.
I'm
So
okay with going back to camp and making ourselves Molotov cocktails and some more torches.
do you want to destroy these things?
We don't know.
I tell you what. You know what? On our way back, we should go back. On our way back. So, if I'm right, we've now accessed the furthest north one. We did not open the one we camped next to, but the next one down was open.
Mhm.
So I'd like to go back to the one that we had already opened on our trip back. It's going to take us days to get back anyway.
Okay.
And see if that creature crawls back out. Because if he does, then we know that we didn't kill it. We just defeated it temporarily, and it's going to come back. There's no need for us to fight and defeat these things at all. If not, I mean, honestly, if they all get open, there's a chance all these protectors could immediately flood the actual center as whatever that is. You know what I mean? So,
I think,
Let's say we do that. Okay.
I think we need to wait at the last remaining seal, or at least the one we know is still sealed, and then ambush any of the serpents that come near in an attempt to open the seal.
I don't think they're
So
attempting to
maybe
open it.
once all those things are open, that big open area that we were in,
You don't think
the
the serpents
temple
are
or
attempting to
whatever, will
release the
rise
serpent
up out
gods?
there. Or something.
I know. I don't. I think.
It's the center, right?
Yeah, it's up there.
So are the serpents breaking the seals too?
No, I don't
The
think.
serpents were just coming after us.
I think they're searching for something. That's what the map looks like. The map itself. They're searching for something. I don't think they're trying to open the seals. They're just trying to. They are looking through all of this, which is what they started at. And as they clear a section from whatever, and they come back, they regroup back at the aid center. So I don't know. Maybe they're looking.
But now we know what the serpent ones look like, so we can determine whether there's more of them in the camp too.
Also,
Because there was 2 of the people that we had that were in camp that we talked to. Maybe we could.
Okay, so the medical
Interrogate
team there
them.
is rendering aid to the serpent soldiers.
They're
I'm aware.
not that I don't think they're aware of it. think they're helping soldiers, and I think each time these guys go out, maybe that's what they're doing is rounding up their kind. And every time they take a group of soldiers out, that guy was getting
Oh.
2 more bodies to take over. to
Oh,
make
he
up
was
the army.
he was a person when he left the camp, and then he was a
Right.
serpent when he came.
Yeah.
Okay, fair enough.
And then he like, hey, you guys come out. And he went through, I don't know if he went through all the tents, but as he went through the tents, it was more like beat up nests and they were like military.
That's true. You said there was no sign of actually existing. Just
And the guy, when we got to camp, the doctor was in surgery. Maybe he's putting the skin on these reptilians. But he has eyes.
Yeah, the doctor is.
I didn't say he was a reptile, but maybe he's.
It's the
And
nurse.
if
Maybe
this
it's
is
part of
our-
the conspiracy.
And if this is the aid camp,
You know, getting in the stream.
here's a symbol outside
That's
of the
great.
camp, north of the camp. Here's another symbol down at the south side of the thing. I mean, there's some other places here.
Let's go back to the aid camp.
Start
Figure
there.
out. Yeah, and then worst case scenario, nothing's there. We can just build some Molotov cocktails, et cetera, et cetera.
Can
Best case scenario, or not best case, but we can potentially murder everybody in there.
We never
because
did
we're
really
part-
inspect the camp.
right. And
No,
can
I
we-
did.
we're murder hobos.
You
again.
did
But
there.
I didn't see a whole lot. I did the
Inspected
military
theirs,
side. Yeah.
I would like to again, before we get a whole bunch of time doing cocktails and stuff, I want to swing by that one that we broke open the first time and defeated the creature to see if that creature is still there, because we can taunt it out, I think, by being near it.
It turned to ash. You think it's really gonna?
It's not
Reincarnate?
this world. I keep failing all my roles to actually identify any type of information. So,
Have more than like.
what's that?
You can't have more than like an 11 or 12 at this point.
I'm an 11. But I keep failing. So, yeah, if we can swing by there within the amount of days that we've got, just to see if the thing comes back out. If it does,
Yeah.
great, we'll run
Cool.
away. Okay. So that's what we like to do.
That's fine.
Okay.
Dude.
So, well, this whole part of the story goes over.
No.
Oh, it's just kidding. Trying
Okay,
to organize
you're
what
pl-
you had show.
Yes. So your plan is to head back to the original place
And then to the
and then to
camp.
the aid camp.
Yeah, we just
Okay.
want to see if that creature's.
Okay. So a couple days later, you guys managed to navigate your way back to the first location through various roundabout ways that you think you might have covered the ground a few times along your way. Since your navigators are
Good job, navigators.
needing training. Okay, you managed to get back to that first place. You recognize the grounds as far as the battle and everything. The bodies, everything else is still in the same state. There's still no sign of wildlife in this area. Okay. You check over the hole. It's pretty much exactly as it was before.
I say we check one of the grayed out areas, see if they've broken open the chimney hatch grayed out area.
That's where we were.
Yeah.
We're in those sections.
According to that map, shouldn't there be 2 if it's in a pentagram form?
Yeah, bottom. Top. There would be one. The one that we saw that when they attacked us, there's that one further upriver. But we killed those guys that attacked us there, so. Alright, if that doesn't seem like anything's coming out of here. I want to look back over by the monkeys, burnt corpse, or whatever. I want
Okay.
to see if there's any more pieces to this.
No.
Like, I'm completely baffled by what it is.
No.
Okay, so, yeah, let's go back to the camp.
Okay.
And then, let's see what's going on there before we
Okay. So you guys return to the aid camp. It's, for the most part, exactly as you guys left it, except there's no soldiers. Their tents are still there. Their gear is still there. When you guys return later in the evening, there's no sign of any of the soldiers. The medics come out, welcome you back. They say, oh, it's so wonderful. We haven't seen anybody for several days. The soldiers left, maybe 5 days ago. They haven't been back, so we were very concerned.
Did they all go in the same direction when they left?
I don't know. They left for their normal patrol in the morning. They haven't been back. He's not healing, but he's back at his house
Oh,
in the
which
village.
is in this village.
Yeah, it's at this area.
Like to.
Shall we travel a couple of days? Do we get hit points back?
Yeah, 2 points per day.
So how many days were we gone?
Well, on the way back since the last fight, it would have been 2 more days, so 4 points back.
Yeah, I'm gonna ask them where his house is, and then I'll go to his house.
Okay, I mean it's literally like 3 houses in the village, so
Okay.
it's.
Well, I'll get one of them.
You guys start wandering by, and he says, "Oh, hey!" You can see he's adopted the mule at this point.
They didn't need it. All right. So I walk in and I still have the gas cans dangling off him. So I sit down with him. And,
Hey, Kimmel.
And we found some of the other ones. But you're right. There's nothing in the clearing. It's so odd because what we found there should be some sort of structure.
The clearing's always been empty.
Yeah.
Did you guys feel the earthquake a couple of days ago?
We heard a rumbling that was just the war.
I pulled a conch out of my bag. I said, "Have you ever seen anything like this?"
No, that's rather strange. What is it?
This was located near the first broke open.
Looks like a shell.
It does, but it's of an odd material that I can't identify and has nothing on it. I didn't know if you.
No, he's just a primitive backwoods farmer. He doesn't have any technical or scientific knowledge.
Do you have any? You said some people are more into this and believe this wholeheartedly.
Many of the locals in this region believe it.
Are there any other elders that have like generational knowledge about the dreamer?
He's about the best source for that. I mean, he.
All right. Had an epiphany in the middle of the night.
Okay.
Say thank you.
Okay.
And
He says, "You're welcome."
thanks for taking care of the
The camel.
the donkey, the Kamala. And we then I leave and I round everybody up.
Okay.
Let's set up the tent first, because apparently that's the tent of secret talks. That's
The tent of
Oh, her
secret
tent,
talks.
the tent of secret talks. Okay, yep, it's fine. Then there's your tent.
Mine.
Your tent is. So we all
Anyway, okay.
So we go in his tent.
Meanwhile, I've been making Molotov cocktails and
That's
torches.
Did you look at one or all of the tents when you were going through tents?
I went through them all.
You went through them all. So they were all in that disarray. Okay.
They did not. Okay, so knowing what we know now, I don't think any of them were human.
Right, that's what I'm saying. Like he said, there was two separate areas for military tents, right?
No, there was
Yeah.
one section for military tents, and then where you guys have your tent is where the medic staff has a handful of tents, where they've been sleeping as well.
So if this is the god of sleep, of dreams, you need to go to sleep in that clearing.
not a bad idea.
What, like everybody has to go to sleep?
Right.
We're all going to transport to whatever needs to be there.
Don't mind Met Jaguar.
Exactly. Sleep. We'll tie each other to each other. That way, if Jaguar starts to take one of us, they gotta try to pull off.
Yeah, apparently they're not getting you, so.
If there are any living
You don't
things-
like the idea of the old man there.
Are there any living what?
Big Game Hunter, were there any living things in the clearing? Was it
Yes.
as void as the other area?
No. The only place that seems to be void of life, animal life, is around the battle site with the open
And
thing.
the other broken open one. Once we broke it open, you said everything.
It
left
quieted down, yes.
Not a bad idea.
Yeah, because the animals had 2 weeks to learn from the other one that broke open. They had 2 weeks to learn not to go near it, except for the monkey, which of course he's just dumb. So,
Phrases.
yeah, I don't know. I feel like we really need to go to sleep in there.
How's that sanity check?
Soldier's
working out
not
for
too
you?
thrilled about this plan.
You should all listen to me. My sanity is totally normal.
Oh yeah, by the way, I was talking about the 8 camp. I'm looking for whiskey.
They do not have whiskey. They do have plenty of medicinal alcohols.
Ew,
Oh,
don't drink the
God.
rubbing alcohol.
I'm desperate.
You're right. He has never consumed alcohol.
No, he's not.
He's just gonna straight ethanol in a rag.
I don't know. I never have.
All these
Get a bottle of
farmers-
chloroform and just sniff it away.
All the farmers that lived near my dad had rags with ethanol on it. They would soak the rag and just breathe it like this. Clears the lungs, they said.
Well, some of us could probably use some psychiatric help. Not me, of course, but her.
Yeah, we can sit down for today and have a little session if you'd like.
Get a little bit of rest.
Everybody good with that? Like, nurse, you wanna have some psychoanalysis and some help and see if we
You don't want me to psycho now.
can clear some of your issues.
Fine.
Yeah. Andy wants you to open up and talk to him.
Right. We're gonna have a conversation because I have eyes, so it's okay.
Does that
I'm gonna
require
walk
me to
around the
succeed
medic
at
area.
anything?
Okay. No,
I'm
that's
gonna
me.
walk around the medic
Just
area,
me.
and I'm
It's
gonna
me.
watch the whole
It's walking you through your trauma,
and see if
and it kind of helps you and gives you some
there's
of your
any
sanity,
indication
and
that
can
any of them
possibly
might be
pick one
a
of
surprise.
So we're gonna talk about why I started humping
Okay.
other players during the last.
So
Yeah, that works.
the way I would put it,
Okay.
you look at the staff. You got 4 people at the staff. So you got the doctor, Rafael Gomez. He seems to take life very seriously. He's very focused.
Mm-hmm.
Frequently, you catch him rubbing his chin as he's considering things. It's like, that's kind of serious.
Yeah,
Okay, very focused on it.
this is Gomez.
That's Rafael Gomez.
The one with no eyes.
Sure.
No, he's got eyes.
Oh, one person. Then.
Dr. Anahi feels or seems out of place in terms of she seems a bit too proper for such a backwoods location. Okay? Like she's not really accustomed to this area. She always talks very animated, very exaggerated with her arms and her hands and everything. Okay? Sergio, one of the nurses, seems to have a near permanent smile. Like he's always happy, even if there's an argument, even if there's a discussion, even if something's gone bad. Okay? Elena seems to keep an eye on you guys as much as you keep an eye on her. Like she's always watching everybody
Mm-hmm.
and trying to pay attention to things. Beyond that, they seem focused on their medical aid. Every so often, somebody comes in with an injury or needs some assistance or whatever, and they come to the aid station. They hand out food, supplies, and
So-
give medical help.
Alina looks a little paranoid. Maybe.
Yes.
Good. When she's alone,
Okay.
I'm gonna kind of corner her.
Okay.
Oh.
That's always good for a paranoid person.
And I'm gonna look at her and like, hello.
Hello.
Appreciate all.
Yeah.
No, that I haven't cornered. That's
I gotta get back to work.
No, just a moment. So, in our adventures in the jungle, we've run across interesting things.
Yeah.
Have you seen anything interesting?
No, I'm just a nurse. Just a nurse. I need to get back to work. They're waiting for me.
You know, don't you?
I don't know anything. I'm just a nurse. If she tries to push her way past you, you get passed into the tent.
I'm gonna let her go.
Okay. She seems very squirrely about something. Not that the German soldier questioned her alone makes her nervous or anything.
Yeah, the big tall German soldier. Yeah.
You're hiding
Tell me what you know.
You're hiding in the state in the attic, aren't you?
The librarian's gonna hold my hand and we're gonna talk.
Okay. So give me a psychoanalysis roll.
That is something else that's God,
An 8, so that is an extreme success.
Okay, so you recover D6 insanity
He's 100%
and one of your conditions.
The question is she Jewish?
You're way behind on that joke.
3.
Okay.
And I get rid of one of my conditions?
smiling.
Does she get, do you get to choose which
Smiling.
condition when that
She can.
No head.
I mean, that's
Yeah, which one she wants to talk about.
Okay.
Not smiling.
She explained why everybody's eyes are so
Right.
just obsessive.
Your windows to the soul.
That's right.
You guys can take that one back.
Okay.
The eyes are the windows to the soul, and clearly that's how they are getting to everyone. For 1d10 hours, the investigation will closely examine the eyes of everyone they meet to ensure they don't contain the unexplained detail that
Trying
gives
to
them
do surgery. She's
Yeah, that's the first one I pulled, and I was like, "Oh, you gotta be shitting me."
Look at my eyes. Look at my eyes.
Character-wise, I'm also.
The other one, I just
Would
don't
you
feel like I'm
to
done
have a
Okay.
study?
executing this one yet.
Okay.
Sure,
I'd
be open.
What would you
He needs to
Oh, he needs to talk too?
I'd be open to talk about our recent events.
Okay.
Curious what.
It is not going to help you.
How bad did you roll?
98. Didn't
Okay.
roll the 100.
So,
I'm over 50.
okay.
Is that right?
That's fine.
how it works?
I'm fine with that.
Okay.
So they didn't make it worse.
But that is one you could push.
Make it work.
No,
Not
you
the reroll.
push to get a reroll,
Oh.
but then you would suffer effects for a failure.
I would suffer, not him. Okay.
Right.
I'll give it a shot.
You push him and say, no, you really got to tell me
Yeah,
the
let's
details.
I know there's more to this. You gotta get down. What happened to you when you were a child? Were you put in a burlap bag and beaten? And that's a actual extreme success. So
Okay, so you recover
I'll-
a D6 and one condition.
I'll give you this. You
Okay.
determine what is revealed.
I thought it was a. I thought it was 100 at first.
Okay, yeah. Well, that was kind of obvious. You're a pyromaniac.
Really, that was your condition?
Yeah,
You
permanent.
didn't pick that up?
No, I thought he's
Realize
like being
you
a
had-
mystic. He had the ability to like create fire or something.
Yeah.
I was thinking like
No.
That's what he
permanent
thought.
yeah.
So it's not a
I
permanent
noticed he had a
effect.
card, to be
What?
honest.
That's not a
I thought that
permanent
was
effect.
him.
No, a permanent effect. It's all generally from the scenario as far as it.
Okay.
Now you will, if you keep something long term, you can develop additional things.
Got it. Yeah, pyromania.
Okay.
Okay. Cool.
So what would you guys like to do at this point? He recovered.
So we got a couple options. So I would like to ask the old man if there is something, a settlement or an old town or anything that's directly north of this.
Not within a few days.
Okay.
This is the only settlement in the immediate area. I mean, there are guerrilla warriors
Yeah.
that are in the region, and if you go too far from the aid camps, then that's a risk that you might run into. Okay. This place is established. The locals know about it, and for the most part, the militaries avoid it as neutral ground. But the Bolivians had recently taken it over and were holding it and providing some protection.
So there is something that's directly north of us on this map that we found.
I thought you wanted to go have a slumber party.
I do, but man, I feel like maybe there is something directly north of us that we could inspect. Like it is close. And then the very first group that left, they took a troop. That first day, they took a group north.
And we didn't run into them.
Now we got another one down here, but I really feel like this is something.
Well, you wanted to go see if that one thing came back. So,
Well, we did. Nothing seemed to come out.
oh,
with it.
it was like I went to go get snacks. Okay.
Yeah, you were getting the same for us. So, does anybody have any plans about just going straight north for a couple of miles
A
first?
couple of days.
A couple of days with our navigation team?
Anybody feel,
Donkey.
Yeah.
feel like getting lost in the Bolivian jungle?
Yeah, I do think we ought to take the donkey with us
Yeah.
this time.
What do you think you're going to do this time?
Taking the donkey and taking supplies.
Okay.
So,
Taking the full supply of gasoline.
And,
I don't suppose the old guy
Okay.
would come with us.
But I'm
He said
remaking
it's
a couple of
different
Molotov
places.
cocktails and stuff like that.
I mean,
so-
Okay.
but that puts him at risk. I don't know if we want to put him at risk, or it puts him in the fact that he may stop us destroying the artifacts of his people.
Admittedly, at this point, he doesn't know why we're here. Or he would be a witness.
He would be, and we are supposed to be good people, and witnesses make me bad people.
I still think you're gonna be bad people by releasing Sleeping God.
And leaving it.
Well, you know how people are sleep deprived in this world? How easily we could help everyone? Just everyone goes to sleep.
Whatever.
Yes.
Okay, so your plan is to go north into the forest, into the jungle,
And I mean, judging, hoping they
and trying to detail navigate based on a rough drawing in a crude map.
yeah,
Okay.
drawn by snake people.
Okay. So you guys head north. Several days go by. There doesn't seem to be anything in that area that has any apparent significance. At least nothing you guys find. Okay. By now it's, I want to say, close to the end of March. You guys started on the 15th. It was, I think it was about 6 days out, or 6 days out and back initially. So another 3 days, put you around March 24th, if it matters.
Hey, that's my birthday. I think.
Did anybody have any more hit points they suffered?
Oh,
to
yeah.
Get back?
Yeah, you do recover 2 points per day.
So how many days has this been?
3 more days.
Okay.
I don't know if anybody's got any other ideas. If not, I feel like sleeping in the middle of the middle of this is like the
Well, we haven't been back since we literally broke the last seal or something like that.
right.
Who knows, man? Maybe a fucking tower rose up out of the ground or something.
Right.
Try the
So, I mean,
and try to
Do we open more of them or not?
see if I can
Let's get you what's in the field
glean any
first.
information as to how to access.
Do we want the old man to escort
Okay.
us so we can get right there?
Sure.
Like he knows where this stuff
Sure.
is.
So,
Okay.
you want me to make the check?
Not quite yet. Not quite
When
yet.
we return to camp this time, we want the old man to escort us to the center. Even though we've
Okay.
been there,
Okay.
we know it's just going to be overall faster.
Yeah, it'd be a whole lot faster with him
for us
guiding
to-
you.
Yeah.
Okay.
So,
Yeah, it's like he has some navigate skills.
yeah.
What you say?
They're both yelling at the old man. Now it's over here, and he's like, "Oh my god,
We gotta follow the river.
tourists!"
Okay. So with his assistance, you managed to get there in about half the day.
Yeah.
It seems strangely close.
Yeah.
Compared to previous. You head out there. What's notable, however, is when you guys arrive at the clearing, it obviously must be a different clearing.
Yeah.
Although the landscape looks very similar, there is a large mound in the center of the clearing now.
I was writing on the ground.
So I'd like to go
No,
up.
we got lost.
Yeah.
A different area.
Yeah.
It's a different.
You relied on your navigators.
So I say to the old man, I said, "Has this always been here?"
No. What is that?
Oh, it looks like a mound. I thought there was nothing here, but okay, that's. I'd like to go up and. He doesn't act like this is like a.
No,
sacred
he
place or
seems
anything?
he seems rather concerned and nervous about the overall thing.
Yeah, if
So
you.
this is not normal.
Okay, I will go up and use the shovel, and I will attempt to.
Okay. So by mound, it is a pile of upturned earth about 15 feet tall.
Oh, gotcha.
Okay. Spreads out maybe for 20, 30 feet or so. Climbs fairly steep. It looks like from the exterior like something. Well, I mean, closest from your librarian background would be a pictures you saw of scientific studies of like ants, like an anthill, and how they dig up from the ground and pile the dirt around.
I feel like
I'll take a cocktail out of my hand, a Molotov.
Huh?
I'm gonna walk up to the hill,
Okay.
right? Matches in one hand.
Okay.
Is there a hole up
I'm
in
gonna go look.
You're
Yeah.
gonna have to climb up to the top, and it's soft packed dirt.
Yeah.
With the rain and the moisture in the area, it'll take both hands to be able to climb.
I'm sure you
Okay.
got some running out.
So you put the stuff away, start climbing up. It's a bit muddy as you go up. When you get to the top, it's not a hole as such. Inside, you see what looks like a stone spike sticking up out of the center of the hole.
Like an obelisk?
More cylindrical
Okay.
and sharp.
How tall is the spike?
It just barely crests out of the top of the hole. You can't see it from the bottom. At the top, it comes to a point that looks almost razor sharp. Crafted out of some sort of stone.
There's a point up here of rock.
Yeah.
Like,
That makes sense.
That's normal.
are there any engravings on it or anything
Nope.
like that?
Completely smooth.
It's the
Yeah.
top of the tower.
I know. Does it look like it's the same stuff that the shell's made out of?
No, that's metal.
Does it look like it's the same rock that the 1,000-foot holes are made out of?
Yes.
Okay.
Jawohl.
Well,
Hold on, through my German. All right, and we
Go open the rest of the things.
and that.
Okay, but
Yeah.
the first time we were in this clearing, one of them had already been open, and there was nothing here.
Right, but think about it, I mean, it was just right near the surface. To find that one point, I would have had to dig in the exact right spot this entire time. So the next one brought it up some. The very next one should bring it up more. And then once all 5, they should be fully visible, and we can enter to go take a nap.
Or get
You're
slaughtered
such an
by
old man.
all the things
Yeah.
we didn't kill.
Do we know what you do other than you're just a cult leader?
No, we have not introduced each other at all.
I've specifically not done anything psychic anywhere near the eyes.
Anyway,
Okay.
So,
So we're going to spend like the next 2 weeks going around breaking open
I
seals?
mean,
and run.
There's only 3 more to
whether
break
or
open.
not
2
he's
have already
willing,
been
if
open.
he's willing to show us to the seals, but I don't know if he'll be happy. So I turn to him and say, "There are 2 broken seals that are open, and
2 now.
there is 2. There was another one.
Okay.
We don't know.
Okay.
But the same type of creature climbed out of that one, but it seems to guard that space. So my question is I believe that those 2 have something to do with this mound and this clearing. I think there is another structure under here. And
That's unbelievable.
would you well, and if it's the dream god that your people have been waiting for, wouldn't it be best if they woke up to greet you guys?
Possibly, but you said there's monsters?
There's monsters that guard the holes once they're opened.
Well, what about the locals that bring sacrifices?
Well, then they could bring their sacrifices here to the main temple.
I don't know if I buy that. If such a creature would have monsters protecting it.
According to the mythology of your cult, the local cult of this dream god, what would happen once the dream god awakens? Because various religions have things like the Christian rapture.
Mhm.
I don't want to die when this thing awakens.
Well,
So,
per the legend, the sleeper will bring my people to paradise.
Yeah, so I mean that's a good thing.
I see why you have
But-
an issue with them, Dad. They're Jewish.
Well, except for all the other people.
Well, I mean, does it say they'll destroy the other people, or we'll just?
Well, our belief is that it will protect the local people, the true believers.
Yeah.
Have you faced any prosecution for this? Any attacks by
Well-
other religions, stuff like that?
Peru and Bolivia are fighting over the territory.
Okay, yeah.
No, I mean this is just a local cult, a local belief of a legend sort of thing.
Yeah.
He doesn't really seem like he particularly believes it.
Right.
He's just sharing the story that he's told. Okay, according to their legend, the sleeper sleeps, and someday he will awaken and take the local people to his dimension. in so doing, everybody else dies.
So we gotta figure out a way to crap.
So we shouldn't
It
be
is
opening
trapped.
Yeah,
Well,
it is
let's
trapped
see.
to or releasing it.
I mean, if we dig down, not that we need to break anything else, we could just go in and look at it.
What's that? Got oddly loud.
I feel like
Alright.
leaving these creatures alive, we're gonna end up paying the price for this.
Yeah, that's part of his concern is if these monsters are coming out of these holes, then other locals who may not have heard what's going on
Yeah.
are going to bring offerings and then die.
Yeah.
That's a concern.
Yeah.
So he's not super thrilled about the concept of just let's open all the holes and just leave the monster alone.
Yeah. So we should open the holes and destroy the monsters
Conceivably.
like we did the first one. And that will give this tower the ability for people to come and leave their offering.
Sure.
Yes.
My character is polite, and it just feels like opening them and leaving the monsters alive for people in flight.
This is what they get for being heretics.
Yeah, I think we should.
Yeah.
You got a mess of how many did you make? A bunch or?
Yes.
He's got a bunch.
Well, let's.
What did you
Wait
make?
to a dozen.
What'd you make?
Molotov
Molotov
cocktails.
cocktails.
So assuming people can throw semi-accurately, you should be able to firebomb whatever creature.
I had multiple gallons or multiple jerry cans. And
What's up,
that
cocktail?
probably made like 40 or 50 fucking Molotovs.
2d6 plus burn.
Oh,
Same
the real
as-
question is how many bottles you have.
But I think this is also a good opportunity
Yeah,
for
throw
us
the
to
jerry
test our
can.
theory. So let's not
But
go back to the
You
one
could
we've already
presumably make
opened.
something with that
Let's go to the
and
one
say
we
some
did not
dynamite.
Open.
That's
Open it.
closest.
Yeah, open it, kill it, and then come back and see if more is
I
exposed.
mean,
Yeah, and that leaves us closer
Yeah.
to the town too to
what you could do
heal up.
is put flour in the jerry can.
You don't have any flour.
Sweetheart, are you down for that plan?
What?
I suggested that we go back to the one that we did not open and crack that one open and kill that one specifically, because then the tower will rise more. Rather than go back and clean up the mess we already made.
Make more mess.
At least this way we can confirm our belief that more tower will be exposed.
Okay.
If we
And
open
maybe it'll be enough we can get an entrance. We wouldn't even need to open all of them to do this.
Okay. So you go back to the one by the river,
Yep.
and you having the guy,
And
this
by
guy
the river.
bring you there.
Well, I mean, just bring us out of the
Okay.
the jungle.
Yeah.
Because we were able to find that one easily by
Yeah.
following.
Yeah. By evening, he can get you back to the original battlefield.
We need to
Yeah.
follow the river.
Okay. And then, as Ben has been saying since the beginning, follow the river.
Yep.
Okay. So early night, you manage to get back to that one.
Are
So
we
how
playing-
do you want to try to break it open?
Are there large trees like there was at the
No.
last one? You got
Dynamite?
some chunks of dynamite left.
I got 3 things of dynamite. left.
Okay.
Wow.
So
No. I have 4. I used 2.
you used it?
I have 3. No, wait, I have 4.
I think you used.
I have 5 dynamite.
Where'd you use the second one? You didn't throw it.
I
remember?
didn't.
So you got
Yeah.
4.
So I do have 5.
Okay, see?
You just have
Multiplying dynamite.
Have we tried to actually like move the tops off of these? Is it
Nope.
really a busting type of
You
Yeah.
know, I've tried to read it to find a way to move it, but these are 15 foot across stone.
We don't have to totally uncap it. I mean, the last one we just
Maybe these
cracked
things
it.
probably weigh like 30,000 pounds.
Yeah.
So we can't just all get together and just move it an inch.
No.
I mean, with my old man, let's roll.
I mean, he
let's
does
roll-
have a cane.
Yes. Let's roll for heroics.
That's like 11.
What is happening?
Mm-hmm.
The nurse wants to all muscle the lid out of the way.
We can do that.
I was explaining that we don't need to be able to crawl in there. I think we're past the point of going down.
Well, I mean, if we kill one, I want to go down. If it's dead, I want to go down and see if it's different iconology.
I just
Iconography.
want to get your steps in. That's what I'm hearing.
I just don't want to go down with something in there. So we gotta get it out.
Okay?
We
So,
just felt that I'm fake.
Yeah. I
Okay.
think dynamite.
I'm Filbert.
So do we like We don't have a drill.
I have demolition skill.
You have demolition? Okay. So give me a demolition roll.
But then I sure.
Before he blows
Yeah.
anything up, I'm gonna
Right.
look to see if it's the same tablet. I'm sure
Yep,
it is. So.
same it is.
Not far off, but not great.
You don't have a lot of demolition skill.
No, I rolled a 45. I got 31. I don't have enough luck to.
That's pretty far.
Yeah.
Okay,
You can
so
put-
he spots an area where
Ow.
You can re-roll.
you can always choose to push the roll. Okay, which means you get a reroll.
Mhm.
But if you fail, negative things happen. Okay, so in this case, what you do is you take a look at it. You can't really identify a weak spot. So right now, your assumption is it'll take all 5 pieces of dynamite. Okay.
Not great.
You can push it and see if you can find a good spot.
Yeah, but
At
I'm
which-
pushing it for a 1 in 3 chance, and I'm not really.
I agree. You could study it careful and think, oh, well, maybe this might be the right spot, at which point you'd reduce how much dynamite you would need to blast it open. But if that fails, you're going to blow it up, and then you don't have enough dynamite to open it again.
Anybody else have demolition?
Well, yeah.
I mean, technically, we all do, but none of us have good training.
Has anybody
It's
used
like 0.1.
spot
Yeah.
hidden? Did I use spot hidden to try to find a latch?
Yeah,
On this?
yeah.
I know I did
Not on this
downstairs.
particular one, on the
Yeah,
other
I-
ones you guys had.
I know. Okay, I thought I could.
creature.
With the creature.
With as. I'm effectively going to try to do the same thing I started off with.
Correct. You don't have any you don't get any further information.
Okay.
Can you just wait 3 minutes and roll again?
I'm thinking.
Yeah, I was just trying to see if it had actually woken up
Look at my
in
latch.
the tower.
You don't know.
I'm gonna look for any pressure plates, latches, whatever.
You don't find any.
Okay.
It's like it's one big stone tablet. Just gets
It's like
dropped
one
on
big
top.
stone tablet.
Even with an actual 5?
Even with a natural 5, it's still one large with a stone tablet. So you can do that. Maybe there's something else you could do to possibly break it.
The tree seemed to work last time.
Do we not have
Yeah, by the river, the trees aren't that
Do
big.
we not have elephant ranks?
You do.
I'm gonna attempt to shoot the thing.
I'm getting back a lot.
Part of
Yeah. I'm backing up from the ricochet.
Make it come out of the tiny little bullet hole.
it. Well aware
As
of
it
our
comes out, you're just like snip, and you
There is not a small chance that you're going to catch a ricochet from an elephant gun.
and if I
First off,
Alright,
second off, these aren't like thin sheets of stone. It's 15, 20 feet across. Therefore, it has to be pretty thick to be able to maintain the strength. The elephant gun's not really going to do anything.
That's why I
Right.
got wrong.
An explosive absolutely works fine.
I thought it was
Okay.
man. It was like
What-
a man.
what's
No, it's not a small thing at all. I mean, the shafts are 15 yards across.
Okay.
what,
They're
You
big.
have to roll to make
He
the
could
dynamite.
weaken it,
No.
though.
what about the truck? You
You'd
need
be able
a
to
day to
chip it.
fix it, right?
The truck maybe.
I
Well, I
could
mean-
totally fix the truck,
The truck
drive it here, and ram into the fucking
no,
thing.
a heavy pulling power. I understand how heavy this thing is, but
Mhm.
I feel like the truck probably has.
One of those trucks could probably pull it off.
Yeah, I think
The
At
problem
least
is like securing it to the lid. So, but I mean, we can take a day. I can go back and get one of those trucks running.
Truck run!
At the terrain, is it possible to get this truck even here?
It'd be tough, but it's a military truck. It could probably get here with some difficulty.
Okay, well, we can try that.
Okay.
Truck run!
So give me, you guys want to spend a couple of days to work on a truck and get it out here?
yeah.
Okay, so give me an engineering roll or mechanical roll.
While he's spending the day, I'll just look for more munitions.
Did it.
Maybe more.
So yeah, it takes, what'd you get, a regular success?
Yeah, regular.
Okay, so it takes a couple of days to get the truck running. It roars to life eventually, and you manage to, with some difficulty, run it through the mud along the riverbank up to this area. You guys have some ropes or whatever?
Logging chains?
Logging chains?
You
He's saying you
gonna
would.
pull it?
Well,
Well, I don't know.
block and tackle type
I
stuff.
mean, do you have logging chains?
I don't know. That's what I'm
That's
asking.
what he was asking.
Some in the truck?
I don't think you have any logging chains.
Not me personally.
But
in the truck.
between what you guys have in ropes as well as what you can find and salvage from the battle site, sure, chains and everything are easy enough to do. So over a course of a couple of days in a quick movie montage, you guys hitch up a bunch of stuff, and then use the truck to pull it out of the way.
I will be standing there ready with a Molotov cocktail in my hand.
Okay, who's going to drive the truck?
And you will too. You've got throwing skill, right?
Mm-hmm.
So
Drive auto skill. I got 20%.
Same.
I actually have. How do I? That's not right.
I don't have drive auto.
We all have
I think
drive
everybody by default can.
Yeah.
The
but-
20%.
Yeah.
where's your drive auto?
It's
Right there. Yeah.
Which again, all you're doing is pushing the gas. Yeah. Pushing the gas, it really isn't relevant if something else tries to attack you and you have to maneuver. So they're sitting there with Molotovs ready to light
Let's draw.
and throw.
Nice.
Okay, I have a quick question. Does anybody have any hit points that they're down? Is everybody up to full? Because
We're all full after like 6 days.
Probably.
I want to make sure everybody updated their stuff.
Just in case. In case something comes out and eats
No
you.
one's getting
Okay.
Okay.
You drive it.
Okay. So you're going to drive the truck while the two of you have Molotovs ready to go?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So he revs the engine, spins the wheels a bit in the mud, and with some effort, you hear the grinding of the stone as the lid moves a little bit. There's a brief hiss of gas or air or whatever coming out of it, and then it's moved out of the way. There's plenty of room to get in or out of it at this point.
So I run up quickly and remove the rope from the thing.
Okay.
Okay, move on to him.
Okay. Get
Because
the
I know
truck
what
out of
their
the way.
plan is, and I don't want to lose all this rope. And
Okay. Yeah, you
Truck is fine.
quickly unhitch it and then move the truck away. Doesn't seem to be anything currently coming out of the hole. As soon as the lid is shifted and starts to shift, you all feel a rumble in the distance.
Bye, monkey.
Seen this movie
The more
before.
of that temple.
See if the tower is.
can you will you run up the nearest tree and
Sorry, I was
Yeah.
thinking about being drunk.
Yeah.
Sorry.
if you run up the nearest tree and see if you can see anything poking up around the
Sure.
tree now. Tree
I'll
line.
go get some high ground.
Okay. You don't see anything in the distance.
Nothing yet.
Start throwing rocks and crap down the hole.
Just like start riding
Yeah,
debris
just
into it.
yelling insults. And,
Okay, trying to attract whatever might be
Yeah.
down there.
Yeah.
Okay.
And the minute I see any type of smoky fog, I take off to the tree line.
I'm gonna anger it and then run away.
Yes.
I'm gonna stay up in the tree, but I don't have any fire, so I can't do anything to the creatures. I'm going to keep an eye out for any more of the military people, soldiers.
Okay.
Snake.
You're just gonna stay up in the trees then.
Yes.
Okay.
Keep in the hide.
So you throw rocks and things down. You can hear them clattering down below. After a short bit of time, you smell the smell of rot again. At which point you immediately start hightailing it out of there. And the two of you standing at a short distance light up your Molotov cocktails, waiting. A few seconds go by, and then you start seeing the smoke start to appear at the top again. So I'm assuming you're going to throw Molotovs at it.
Yeah.
Okay, give me.
Unlit one.
Where
So-
is everybody before?
Oh,
Check this out.
He's off with the truck somewhere.
I'm over here on a tree.
I'm
Okay.
in the long range area.
Are you to the?
Yeah, you're at a good distance
Yes.
away.
Yeah.
Okay, and so the two of you are close by, but not obviously right on top of the hole. Are you staying
I'm
nearish?
where I'm staying.
Okay.
I'm in a tree.
Okay. So throw your Molotovs.
Mine wasn't a success.
Mine is because I'm going to push it.
Okay. You're gonna use
Or I'm
luck?
going to use my luck.
Okay. So you guys throw the Molotovs. How much damage does the Molotov do?
2d6 plus burn, so you roll luck.
Okay. So 2d6.
And let's hope you get lucky at the end of the game and get a lot of your luck back.
Double 1. 4
2d6 plus what?
plus burn. That
Yes,
helps.
So it makes a luck check or it catches on fire,
Yeah.
which it is burning because it doesn't have much in the way of luck. which is sad because it has even less left than you do.
No, it doesn't.
Yes, it does.
Then we
I have 1 point left.
It has less than you.
Oh, wow. Okay.
and it's burn. Keep your distance.
Okay, so it burns, thrashes about, and then lunges forward towards you guys. So, what would the two of you like to do before it reaches you?
Let's start running.
Okay, you're gonna take off. Okay, so you see them throw a bomb, and then you see a fiery bonfire start rolling straight towards you. Okay, I need everybody first off to make a sanity roll. That is here paying attention.
Yeah.
You're off in the truck. You're
I'm
fine.
off DWOing.
Yes. Unless you're already at the 10 points of sanity, at which point doesn't matter.
You didn't keep me rolled, did you?
Yes.
And success 1 against
Second success is still 1, and triggers any latent sanity issues you might have. Failure is D10, up to your maximum worth of 10 points.
So no trees around me now, right? Right, like not
there's-
immediately.
Not sure.
So okay, I start digging in the ground, building a.
So I've already lost 7.
So the
This guy's-
maximum you can lose from this is 3.
I rolled a 9.
Okay,
Oh.
so 3 points.
And my thing is activated.
Your remaining phobia or whatever
No.
is activated again.
So
Do we all have rations on us? Presumably of
Yeah.
some sort.
per
Okay.
encounter, is that like per adventure? Like
Crown?
this is all one adventure? Like
Per chapter.
per chapter? Because I am below. I've
You broke your
Lost five.
your 5th level, your threshold.
not in this encounter,
It doesn't matter.
but
Yeah, you've hit your mark. Okay. So you get this. So
oh,
the two of you
Good.
take off at a run. You see the nurse pause, sees the creature come out of the place, fully engulfed in flames. She pauses and pulls a candy bar from her backpack.
All
I
right.
sit down and I start eating everything in my.
I
Okay.
turn and start running at her.
Okay.
I sit down and start digging in the dirt.
And he starts digging.
Fucking God, you people are so broken.
This must be.
That time.
This must be documented.
Meanwhile, Ben up in the tree.
Oh yeah, you're still up in the tree.
I can fly.
Oh god.
are there any animals in the tree? That
Yeah.
Yes, you.
I can't really do this.
Figure it
Yeah.
out.
I climb down the tree
Okay. He drops out of the tree.
and begins sneaking.
Okay.
He's a cat.
He drops out of the tree and goes stealthy. Meanwhile, the creature's rolling towards you. Thad runs over to you, and I don't know what you were doing.
Running away.
Okay, she takes off at a run. So you run over to the nurse who's sitting down, currently eating food, having lunch.
Try to drag her away.
Okay, so the creature comes running up to you, still burning. Go ahead and roll your 2d6.
It's a hot Cheeto, Mom.
So hungry. Feeling snacky. Leave me alone.
She's 8 points.
8 points, okay. And then takes a strike at you and you.
I dodged.
Okay?
Am I able to dodge in my current situation?
Not really.
Your candy bar.
But it's unable to hit you because it's skill.
It's loud.
So it runs
Oh,
up to you
man.
and it tries to reach you. He's distracting it too much.
As you do, you throw an M&M
Okay.
in
Might
the air,
continue to
lean
eat.
back.
Yeah. She's resisting you pulling her away because she keeps dropping her food and she needs
She
it.
wants dinner and a show.
Yes.
I'm gonna slap her.
Okay.
Doesn't
So
matter. I don't like
on
that.
my turn, I'm going to roll a stealth check to see if they notice me. They don't.
Okay.
With a
So he disappears
Pardon,
into the jungle.
I'm going to go over to her, see her distracted, and start picking her pocket.
Jesus Christ.
What do you have of note in your pocket?
Snacks. Snacks.
That's it.
Yeah.
Most of her pockets are emptied at this point and leaving a trail behind her as she's being dragged out. She smacks you across the face. Give me 2d6 for the creature. They burn
4
easily.
points.
4 more points? Okay. And it disintegrates into ash and so forth. and he slaps you out of it. Most of your rations are now spilled out over the field at this point.
And I start vomiting.
Okay.
like
Meanwhile,
that,
Ben is over there digging through your backpack that was left behind.
I walk over and slap him.
Okay.
Not even because you think he's messed up in the head. Just
Oh yeah, it's fucking.
we don't steal from each other.
Yeah, exactly.
And I'm actively still drawing in the dirt with the
Oh my
Right.
gosh.
Okay.
I go around to all the broken ones and try to get them back into sanity.
A few rounds go by before they're all recovered.
All
Let's see.
right.
So I
Then
have
get
the
control.
least amount of sanity in this group, and you guys are
That's
all
why nothing affects
nutcases.
you.
Right.
Yeah.
You don't have to worry about the intelligence check that's associated with it.
Everybody.
Because you've already maxed out your pain against these creatures.
That's true.
They have it.
We need to.
I just did.
You took it all in the first round, first fight.
So we know we felt the ground shake. Let's go down to the bottom of this and see if it's the same message in the bottom.
Okay.
If it is, then
Yeah.
we know that it's unnecessary to go to the bottom.
You're going all the way to the bottom again?
Yeah.
You're gonna take the hike all the way down?
Yep.
Okay.
My
My
tummy
legs-
hurts.
My legs still hurt from the last time.
That's fine. I can go.
No, I'll go with you.
That was 6 days ago too.
It's a candy
It
bar.
probably would.
No shit.
We're gonna get a bonus to that kicking somebody when they're down.
Walking
Like our thighs are this big at this point. We don't have any upper body
That's a
strength.
lot.
100
It's a candy
stories.
bar back.
Plus
Get out
beer.
of my shit.
Yeah.
Give me my
plus-
crap back.
Do you
Get the
remember?
candy bar back. That's all
Were
I
you may have graduated. I think you may have graduated already.
I know you guys did that one challenge. I didn't do
the
it.
stair climb at the Hilton downtown.
I didn't do it.
I held the state record for 2 years.
Okay.
Seriously?
Yeah. I climbed that fucking thing 25 times in 2 hours.
I thought he was gonna say most people we pushed down.
No,
I had the record. Nobody pushed down as many people with me.
do you remember
Yeah, that's why he has both had the record for
Mike
Gayness.
Thompson, the black guy?
Mhm.
Yeah, him and I almost got in a fist fight on the bus over it. 'Cause that arrogant prick was like, oh, I got like 22. It was like 22 or 23. And I was just sitting in the back of the bus, and I'm like, hey, what'd you kid, Manly? I'm like, 25. Fuck you, no you didn't. Yeah, I did. And the fuck was his name? The ROTC instructor.
Norman?
Norman, that piece of shit. He was like, yeah, he got it. And he just shook his head, and fucking me and him were up standing on the bus, about to throw down over it. He was a lot bigger than me. I was giving fuck
I would
you,
have been
man.
standing. I would have been laying on the ground after the first 10 minutes.
Yeah.
That's good.
That's why I didn't do it.
The Hilton downtown was 12 or 13 stories.
Did
And
anybody take any damage?
I ran that fucking thing in 25
Nope, I was
25
wondering,
times
no.
in 2 hours.
That's part of the becoming immune to the creature, because after a couple of times you know how to deal with it, at which point it's not much of a threat. So
But yeah,
other than
I
the
like
other
to.
ones,
If they're willing to wait, I want to go to. I want to go to the bottom.
Okay. So the two of you are gonna go all the way to the bottom and then get back up? Okay.
Yeah.
So you go down to the bottom. There's a lot less debris down here.
Oh, good.
There's a collection of just random trash that's been dumped here.
Yes, I see that.
But other than that,
I recognize the storm.
it's completely clean. No indication of anything. The artwork is from your memory, virtually identical.
Gotcha. Okay. All right. Well, let's go back up.
Awesome.
We just got down. Let's back up. Here we go.
Mind you, all of this is up those weird steps.
Oh, yeah, dude, your knees and ankles fucking murdered.
Yeah, with no railing.
Right.
You'd have to be careful because you didn't want to fall. And the constant twist would absolutely destroy your joints.
That's what gets me, just going down.
Yeah.
Mhm.
You're so disoriented by the time you stop at the bottom, you can't go up anyways.
Right.
Yeah.
So, anyways.
We get back up how we get a bonus to kicking people. Their thighs.
Okay.
Massive.
So they return after several hours.
It's the same. We don't got to do any more of these. Let's just go break open the rest.
I assume I'm back.
Sure. Yeah. You waited for a little bit, then nobody came to get you, so you wandered back on foot.
Do we still have the donkey?
No, the camel.
Yeah.
He's nearby.
Yeah, that truck doesn't move any faster than that donkey through fucking jungle.
Okay.
We're not dead yet. So
By the river, it can drive. On the road, it can drive.
Yeah.
Jungle, it's not going anywhere.
Yeah.
I assume the creature's still asleep.
So we've got to go to the other two on far side anyway.
Mhm.
Cross through the center and see if there's an entrance or a window or something. If it's a structure that came out of the ground completely,
that's
we may
very-
not have to open the rest.
Or at the bare minimum, at least we can establish if it's getting any taller.
Yeah. Yep.
Okay, so are we going to try to take the truck?
No.
There's
Just
no,
leave it here then?
yeah, there's no road to get there. Yeah.
Okay.
Do you want to have the old man get us to these places then? Because it's just going to be faster for us overall.
Yeah, that's fine. I'm
Okay.
still taking. I'll take one of the fuel cans.
Okay.
Yeah.
Just yeah.
When we
And
take,
if we don't
take
take
or-
the truck, we have to find a whole other creative way to break it open again.
there's no way to get the truck to the other ones.
Dynamite.
I'm just hoping we don't need to rise the tower any higher.
There's a reason
Yeah.
we couldn't use
How
dynamite
old
this
is
time.
this guy?
Trees.
He's referring to as old
This
man?
guy, like,
Hopefully it's
50s.
trees.
Yeah, he's not the same age, except he's like 2 years.
All
older,
right,
so-
And
let's
he's
go.
lived in the Bolivian jungle as
Right.
a farmer, so he looks 70, but he's in his 50s.
All right,
50s from 80 years ago is much different than 50s today.
They're
Yeah.
hard dudes. Hard.
let's go check out the temple.
You're wealthy
See what-
70.
what we'll
Yeah.
recommend.
That's not nearly the same.
Yeah.
So we're gonna have the guy take us to the
You've
tower
lived a
first.
soft life.
I'm
Okay.
Russian. Will be 70.
Okay, you've lived a
Yeah.
hard life.
So we'll go there first.
Okay, so back to the clearing, you said?
Yeah.
Okay, so he leads you back to the clearing with the mule and the fuel tanks, I
Yep.
think.
Yes.
I can understand Ray's the hard life.
The old man chimes in.
I'm going on like this.
Okay, so you guys head back to the clearing first. That takes another half day or whatever.
Okay.
You guys are back there. The mound in the center of the field has definitely changed. It's quite a bit bigger, and the spike is now a good 20 feet or so taller and reveals underneath it a cone that expands out quite a bit with what looks like a circular edge that spirals around it. So think of the tip of a large screw coming up out of the ground.
Makes sense. It would have.
Okay.
With a drill.
Near the edge is 5 feet wide or so. It's easy enough to walk on and seems completely smooth. The stone seems undamaged by the age. And near the top, about the third or fourth ledge or whatever, or ring of it, there appears to be a discoloration in the stone.
I'd like to go up and investigate that.
Okay?
So is there other than the discoloration? Is there any markings or anything on this one space?
No. It's the entire side of the central structure is discolored. It's sort of more of a peachy color instead of the gray of the stone. It's still made out of the same stone,
Yeah.
but as you approach, it sort of melts away and crumbles.
Oh,
Okay, revealing a opening into the place.
don't damage anything else then.
Inside, you see a circular tunnel that sort of ends at this portal and goes around to the right, descending down, roughly in line to the threads on the exterior.
Gotcha.
Okay. It's covered with, though it's a tube, completely circular. Every 15 feet or so, there looks like stone reinforcement that goes around.
Okay.
All of the surfaces are covered with what looks like a snakeskin texture.
This is the outside or the inside?
This is the inside. The outside's completely smooth.
Nope. Okay. Well, cool. Like this is. The...
You get a strong sense of deja vu when you look inside.
I don't like it.
You've been here before?
I want to reach
Only,
out.
only in his
I
dreams.
want to reach out, touch the snake-like surface on the inside.
Okay, feels like stone.
Feels like stone.
Mhm.
When we have, so there's a light they shine off from it like scales, or if
Yeah.
I think
It's like
I
a
mean,
carved texture in the stone itself.
I feel like it's a waste to go destroy and open up the other ones, and
I agree.
we'll just bring as much of that fuel with us that you want.
The gasoline.
Yeah.
What are we
Well, it's
trying to?
diesel
We're gonna
probably,
break
actually,
this
for
one. We're gonna break the temple open.
No, if we
There was
need
an
something,
opening, too,
if there was
to
any
help.
more of those guys down here for some reason, because I mean, obviously, there's a chance that could be. If they're guardians of the other area, they may be a guardian of this temple as well. If that's the case, or want to have something that can stop them.
Or perhaps a god that's sleeping down here that wants to kill us all when it wakes.
I mean, it could just be something.
Could be.
I feel like it's probably
Another
something
card
more
to try to find.
related to the reptile stuff. Rather than
Make way do this.
Okay.
more than the
So the question I have is, I know we were saying 10:30. Do we want to push on into this structure with the expectation it's a couple of hours further, or do we want to stop here and pick up part 2 at a later point?
Let's stop here.
This feels like a good stop point.
This is a natural transition as far as the storyline. Okay, I'm fine with either way, but I want to give everybody the option. Okay, so if we want to continue at a later point, that's fine. At which point we just need to pick a time and date. We sort that out, and then we can continue.
Okay. Yeah.
Okay.
That gives Matt and George a chance to.
Right, and we can hand wave how they join up, etc. Okay.